What is really good, you guys? Hey. Welcome back to the new and improved post-holiday break, post-2018, pre-2020.
We here.
Specktators podcast. I'm here with a couple, I'd call them special guests, but they're going to be joining us regularly now. Q and Daggs are here, along with Moe-T on the boards. He hasn't gone anywhere. He's still around. It's a little loud. Moe-T not doing his job on the boards already. So we got a new format. I know you guys can tell. Mo and I have been in here setting things up. A lot of you listeners know who these guys are, so I'm not gonna have them introduce themselves or give some long background stories unless they specifically want to. Because
my name's Dan, and when I was 6,
you can follow me at
Danny Wise Life.
Well, I mean, okay, so the idea is that like you guys are gonna be here every week, and we're gonna be talking for fucking couple hours, whatever. So in time, the listeners that don't know you are going to naturally get to know you through some of these conversations. And as we were setting up the new format, shout out Moe-T for spending a lot of time hooking this shit up.
Hey.
We were kind of reflecting on the year we had doing the podcast. And like we averaged a few thousand listeners each week. And, you know, you guys we all kind of come from the music world a little bit where, at least for me and other people, it's like, oh, a few 100,000 streams, like a few 100,000 views on music videos and shit like that. And so a couple thousand, no, but I'm saying like, that's not even, that's like, there's people that are getting millions and millions, but for the podcast getting a couple thousand, it was like, you know, we didn't really think much of it. We didn't think it was like some failure or anything, but we didn't think it was some big success. It just was what it was. And we started out and kept it consistent throughout the year. But like, as I thought about it more and Mo and I were in here, I kind of brought it up to him. I was like, I think the chances of this podcast being a complete and utter failure were like higher than we thought at the beginning. Because if you really think about it, like us sitting down and just talking for an hour every week for a whole year, like Specktators fans might be like, oh, they're starting a podcast. Let's check it out at the beginning. And then I think pretty quickly with something that long form, you're going to find out if people actually fuck with it or not, and they're going to drop off. Right. So the fact that for 46 episodes, people tuned in for an hour every week, a couple thousand people tuned in, that's pretty good. And I think so. I think we got the foundation for something. I'm not going to get into all the reasons we brought you guys aboard because I did last week already. Hey. We want to give this shit a little more of a living room vibe, make it more entertaining instead of Mo and I just sitting at a fucking desk and being an like echo always. Chamber. Yeah. Like you guys can bring some different perspectives in and all that shit. So on that note,
we here.
Let's welcome Q and Daggs to the pod.
What's up? What up? Go. What's happening?
You boys got anything you wanna say to the people real quick before we get started? How you guys doing?
Feeling great, man. What's happening, people? What up? Light skin, Daggler.
Not shit new over here, really.
Except for the podcast. Hey, we here.
Moe-T spent a lot of time with the setup. We got, as you can see, we're a little more comfy in here.
Yeah.
Got a new little display in the back.
Ooh.
I was waiting for someone to make the first comment about Eminem over here.
I did the Moe-T already, yeah.
I thought it was you.
Well,
like
fucking
better be old, I don't know.
Of course. I asked you guys like who some of your favorite artists were or whatever, so we could look into doing it. And Mo, I couldn't find like posters and shit with some of these people that like the style that we needed and shit without paying $150 for a poster or some shit. And of course, Mo just finds some images and freaks them into posters. But he sent these 3, and I was like, dope, but I don't really want Eminem. And he's like, all right, who you want? I was like, do J. Cole. And he makes one, and then we were like, well, these are kind of older dudes, maybe. And I was like, all right, what about like Lupe? And then I think you got busy or couldn't find a good image or something.
Yeah.
And then days go by, and it's like, all we got is Eminem. And I was like, fuck.
I was telling Daggs, like, what is the likelihood of me finding a dope Pimp C vector and not finding a Lupe?
I know. That's why I thought you were just copping out and wanted M in there.
Shit.
Like, that's
like
kind of
easier to
find
a dope Pimp C one.
Yeah, I mean, he's a legend.
I mean, yeah. Lupe's
So
working.
is Lupe.
Living legend.
Legend.
Apparently not as
deleting his
much.
pictures off the
No.
internet.
I found tons of M.
Yeah, that's real. But yeah, so we got the new setup. Moe-T is straight across from me right now. We got show him a little Moe-T cam.
Okay. I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to use this very
That's
often.
good.
That shit in your nose, bro.
This is like so awkward, me looking at this shit.
Moe-T's chilling in the corner, running the boards. But other than that, it's the same room we've always been in. But I think it'll help the vibes a little more, facilitate a little more entertaining conversation. So that's the rundown. Anything I missed? I don't think I mentioned at the beginning. It's episode 47. Getting damn close to 50. Everybody have a good New Year. I haven't seen you guys in a little bit. It feels like the New Year was a year ago, but it literally does.
This holiday break in general is just weird to me. Like nothing seemed like it didn't seem like it was Christmas, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it was New Year's. It didn't seem like it was that either.
Well, not getting
I don't
any
know.
snow and shit around here is weird.
Yeah,
too.
there's
Oh,
nothing.
so nice.
Been really
though.
nice. I'm not mad.
I love that.
I
shit.
do not fucks with the snow.
I know. Everyone's like, but it doesn't feel like
I
Christmas.
don't
I'm like,
give a shit.
so
Oh
what?
my
I can get in my
Right.
car and
It
drive.
feels
somewhere.
better than Christmas.
Yeah.
I can drive to my
Yeah,
grandma's.
I think it wasn't even like that. To me, it was just like it was just here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like no lead up to that shit.
That's what happens when you get older, they say.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
shit just doesn't feel.
It's true.
Time
But fuck
flies,
that.
bro.
Forget that, man. We enjoy it.
You
YOLO.
said it, bro.
You know what I mean?
You fucking said
Forget
it.
what they say.
We got the natty ship tonight.
Yay. Predictions?
I mean,
Bama by a landslide?
yeah, you gotta. I don't even know by a landslide, but you gotta go with Bama. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Daggs?
probably. I mean, I'll be rooting for Clemson just for the fuck of it, but
yeah, I think I
mean,
will too. But the money's got to
These
be on Bama.
motherfuckers always have good games, so I'm looking forward to watching.
That's what I was thinking. Is normally in like a sports championship game, if I had the same game 3 out of 4 years, I'd be like, come on, I'd be rooting for new blood and shit.
Yeah,
Right.
I wasn't really like they've given us 3 sick games.
that's the
or 2 sick games.
that's the key. Is I don't mind it as much if they're good games.
yeah.
and everybody thinks that Bama's gonna kill them every year for the most part. Whether like I think this team this year is like
Sick.
fucking good, like better than the previous years maybe. But
Georgia gave him a game.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You never know what's gonna happen. That's why you gotta play that.
Yeah.
So in about an hour, if we're still up here talking, you'll start to see some flashes on Three Stacks' face up there. It's because we got.
Packy's like super paranoid about the
Yeah,
reflections,
it's really-
dude.
I'm just letting the people know, bro. It's because we'll have the game up here.
He's ultra weirded out by that for some reason.
Fucking gonna watch the game instead of us.
I'm not weirded out by
Through
it.
the
I'm just
poster reflection.
God damn it.
letting-
Copyright infringement.
What else is going on? There's a lot of sports shit I got
Yeah,
as
NFL
topics.
playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs just happened. You guys see that Bear shit yesterday?
Wow.
Tough.
Wow. Sway.
Makes me think about kickers.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, you know what makes me think about kickers is that nobody scores any fucking touchdowns
Right.
of any of the teams I watch anymore.
I know.
Fucking-
This
Not
year in the
Kansas
NFL in
City.
general, the teams that had
no,
buys
I know. Just
scored.
like the
Yeah.
past, and 3 weeks of college football, Michigan State in particular.
Oh my
the
God.
worst.
6 points, 3 out of 4 games.
Lost.
I don't know if I've ever seen a worse offense in football than MSU this year.
Not
Yeah.
pretty.
Like the second half of the season.
Yo,
Not fun.
That's just crazy.
All around, dude. Not just coaching,
Yeah.
not just play calling.
actual play.
Like the
from
actual
quarterbacks and
players
shit.
didn't look very good either. But whatever. I mean,
It feels like it's one of those. We had that amazing run, like when Pistons were in the playoffs, the Wings were in the playoffs, the
Chauncey and Rip.
Tigers
and
were
Sheed.
killing. Yeah,
dude, that was the
that was
funnest
the
years
best.
of my life.
That was
Yeah.
crazy, and we are so far removed from that.
I
Yeah.
know. Because weren't there always like there was
Lions
always
made the playoffs.
all sports were going on at the
Yeah,
same time.
That's what was my favorite memory about it is I had just got my house in East Lansing, and I was on my own, and I have a big garage, and we had like the projector set up, and we'd be flipping between 3 different games, like what the
Wings,
Wings.
for sure.
Wings and
Tigers.
the playoffs.
No.
It was like 2 playoffs going on at the
Pistons.
same time, basketball and
Yeah.
the Wings,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then the Tigs would be on also.
Yeah, it was
And so
fucking
we'd
nuts.
be just going through them, and there'd be like 12, 15 people over. We were all just having beers,
and they were
chilling.
winning.
It was fun. Yeah,
Little
it was
did we
just a
know
good
we
ass
had to
time.
cherish that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we fucked that up,
because it's been rough lately, dude.
Yeah,
Dude.
not great.
Horrible.
Speaking of which, Golden Tate
I was just about to say game away.
just
Here.
balling down the
Yeah.
stretch. Good for him, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, why
Definitely.
wouldn't you want
Like
to
get out of Detroit, man.
It wasn't
and
his,
go
like-
thrive.
It wasn't really his thing, you know.
Yeah.
No, it
Like,
wasn't
Get me
his
the
call.
fuck out of here or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
So
It is dope that
no
like
bad blood.
because when he went there, he wasn't really doing much, and I think a lot of people in Philly were even questioning like, why do we go get him?
Yo,
blah,
that's
blah.
what I was. They kept saying on the broadcast, and I'm like, was the trade or now the trade's worth it or something? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what they give up for him?
Third round, I think.
Third?
Yeah, no.
I guess that's.
I mean,
significant, but
It's a good pick.
That's-
For what he did in that one game, he kind of is worth it. Like,
Absolutely.
You
And
play to
he'll
win the
be
game.
good.
Exactly.
He'll be good.
Yeah, he's a
I mean, he's a
baller.
good player.
And I think his contract's up, so they can determine whether to bring him back or
Exactly.
not and free
Right.
up space.
And if he has a sick playoffs and they
Right.
want to deal him for something
Bro.
bigger, like
Big Dick Nick, dude.
Foles, dude.
wow.
That man's a winner.
I heard. I don't even know. I just caught it today. I can't even remember who was talking about it. It might have been. What's the show before Undisputed?
First
With
things
Chris
first.
Carter?
Yep, and Nick Wright.
I think they were talking about something about I don't like Nick Wright.
Fucking hate him.
Nick Wrong.
Bronze boy.
Yeah,
Dude,
bro.
they
Not
fucking
hungry.
date. I know they do.
No, he wishes.
But they were talking about I think where to go for the Eagles as far as Foles and Wentz
Yeah.
and Chris
You
Carter.
fucking play Wentz all year and you play Foles in the
Right,
playoffs.
I know.
Right.
Well, Chris Carter kept saying like, you trade Nick Foles, you know, Wentz is the guy, get the value out of Foles, all this stuff. And he was saying even if Foles were to go win the Super Bowl this year, like that's what you do. And I don't necessarily disagree, but I don't necessarily agree either. Like, dude, if a guy wins back-to-back Super Bowls, is Wentz that good that he's for sure the guy over Foles?
You've given up too much. Like, I mean, that's the future. Because Foles,
He is the
Foles
future.
is a fucking career backup just
I
because he's
know.
not consistent. But he seems to be decently
Seems pretty
consistent in the
fucking
playoffs.
consistent.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
Yeah. And with like maybe you even just it is the most important position in the game. Like,
Yeah.
is there a way they could keep them both for another year?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Because Foles
I mean,
was about
I
to
guess-
retire, wasn't he?
I think he might have been.
He said somebody like talked him out of it
Yeah.
and brought him back in.
Really? I didn't hear that.
yeah.
I think the only reason Foles would stay there or something, which is a stupid fucking reason, but is because he knows Wentz gets hurt all the fucking.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
And like,
And
bro,
he knows they're probably gonna get in the playoffs a lot because they're
and you couldn't
got
be
a good
more
franchise.
more loved in your city.
right.
Like
That's real.
you're in a great situation.
That's the only reason I would lean towards like dealing Wentz. It's because he's still got a high ass value and he's young,
Yeah.
you know. And if they could probably get a lot for him, pending what position, and everybody loves Foles now
Right.
because of what he does in the playoffs. And if this motherfucker wins like the Super Bowl this year or something, like
that's what I'm saying.
get
I'm
out of
basing
here.
all of it off like if he were to win it this year. If not, like he's still just a really good backup to me.
Even if he has a good ass, if he makes it to the division or
Yeah.
the whatever,
if he wins another game.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
He could be like Case Keenum, yo.
Shit.
Like,
Yeah. And that's true. You got guys like him who just balled last year.
right.
Goes to Denver, which looks like a pretty good situation and doesn't really like he's back to who we thought he is who we thought he was.
Exactly.
And so I mean, I guess maybe you just enjoy the Nick Foles ride while you have it.
yeah. I don't know that there's a good answer to
Yeah.
that. It's kind of just like
I think you have to look, or you have to like set up for the future. You know,
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
that's
You
just
do.
what
I
you
agree.
do. You know,
And at this point, dude, like I think that's the problem with the Lions right now.
dude,
The way to win in the NFL, dude, it seems like get a young quarterback, and while he's young and dope, you fucking
hey, good looks.
while he's young and dope, you pay him or you don't pay him, and you pay the guys around him, and you win a ship. Because once you got to pay these quarterbacks like Stafford numbers, and look at like once Flacco cashed in on that contract, it's like you got to pay them so much
Yeah.
that you can't field a team around you. Look at the fucking Packers, dude.
Yeah.
But
They're
that's why
strapped.
New England's good, is because Brady takes a fucking pay cut.
Right. But
yeah, dude, shit.
Because then the other good teams are like, the only one is Breeze. But other than that, it's like Mahomes, rookie contract. Goff, rookie contract.
Dak's still on
Dak's
his
still on
shit,
his, fucking, like the Ravens were in the playoffs with Lamar Jackson this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, they were talking about that. I was reading about that today, like what Flacco's gonna do. And I mean, he didn't know obviously, but he seems just like a good ass dude. He stuck up for Lamar and
Yeah.
really had
That's
his
gotta be
back through
tough.
everything. And this motherfucker's like a certified like solid veteran quarterback
He's
that has proved he's a good ass player in the playoffs and everything.
Yeah. Has he won 2 or just 1?
Just one.
Okay. But just one.
He's had
just
runs,
one, like
though.
it's easy. Yeah,
the thing that he won, he didn't play well in that fucking game. Yeah.
In the game?
In the game.
But I
In the
know
playoffs,
he had
has
at
a
least
good
one
playoff
super
record.
hot playoff
Yeah,
run.
he's better in the playoffs,
Yeah.
but the one they won, that defense was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, dude.
That was when the lights
Some of
went
those quarterbacks just do it when the lights are on, like fucking Eli. He's a
Right.
bum other than the playoffs.
Dude,
Yo.
oh my God.
He'll never see the playoffs again. He'll never see anything again.
No, he's done. They're about to draft a quarterback, they said.
They should.
They do need to.
They said because that dude from Georgia just transferred
Oh, yeah.
to Ohio State, and the guy below Haskins is supposed to be solid too. So they're going to be in a battle, and Haskins hasn't even technically declared. So now they're like, well, Haskins has to be gone. Should the Giants take him?
What am I missing?
I don't love Haskins.
I think he's the best fucking.
I like him.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think because
I like him.
it's not like
I mean, I
last
don't
year's
like
draft.
love him or hate him.
QBs
I
were-
just don't like he's whatever.
What the fuck was I gonna? Oh, what am I missing with these college kids that all want to go to the top programs and like duke it out for?
I don't know.
Like if you're one of those top quarterbacks, you can pretty much start anywhere but like 2 or 3 schools, and you want to go to one of those 2 or 3 where you got to fight for a position. Like I guess I respect it to an extent, but I'm also like, bro, you can get to the NFL and go play games and shit somewhere else.
They probably think if I win a chip or just more exposure, being at the big schools or something.
Yeah, I think it's all. I think that's just like the generation now.
Yeah.
Straight up, everything's like let's just fucking
It's the same with basketball.
be as big as possible.
Yeah.
You
Khalil
know?
Mack,
Like whether
he was like one of the few like unsung heroes. He was at Buffalo or something like that.
Yeah.
And they knew he was about to be something dope. But other than that, if you're on these big ass programs, you're gonna be on TV all the time. They have these contracts with
seems
schools,
like it
so
happens more at quarterback than anything though.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Because I mean, there's several linebackers, there's several wide receivers. You can coexist with other people on teams.
Yeah, or you can
At
even like
different
switch.
positions.
Yeah,
You're a
like if
fucking
you're a sick
quarterback.
linebacker, but the best player on the team is at your position, you can move to end or something
Yeah.
like that. You figure it out. But yeah, it's just weird. Like Kentucky, fucking Duke, like in basketball, you got guys that played 14 minutes a game going pro. It's like, yo, go play somewhere and be the man. But I guess
Easier.
did you guys see the spread for the Seahawks Cowboys game?
No.
It was 2.5.
We were talking about this.
Oh
shit.
yeah.
we were just
Moe-T,
yeah.
Play that clip of the guy. Did you see Daggs saw a little piece of it before we started, but there's this guy that bet the. Can you start it at like 35 seconds or something? Yeah.
Getting the onside kick.
Yeah. So the spread is 2.5.
They're down.
Right there, they're down 4
4.
with that touchdown. With like seconds left.
We get the onside kick it, game over.
He looks violent. Like he's he's about to go off. I hope his wife's not around.
She's probably filming this shit.
It says 2-point conversion attempt. I think their kicker was like hurt.
Yeah. Oh no.
No! Stop them! Stop them!
Stop them.
You motherfucker! Fuck!
I think they said he bet like 50 grand on the game. Or something
Holy
like that.
shit! I didn't hear
Or on the
that.
spread, yeah.
I mean, he must have been.
Oh my god.
See, because I literally was talking to you about that yesterday. We were hanging out, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why the fuck would they ever go for 2?" And then I did see the clip where Janikowski got hurt.
Oh yeah,
and then he was explaining that to me, and then he said the backup was like, fucking
did you see
brutal.
that?
I didn't catch
Oh
that
my!
game.
They
I
showed
was like,
clips of him like practicing field goal with like Russell before the game or at halftime or some shit like that, bro. Like under the fucking post this way. It was crazy. Like
Yeah.
not an NFL player.
And they're down 4, so if they get that 2-point conversion, they're within a field goal.
Yep.
If they don't, and that dude fucking misses a field goal,
then they're
done.
Yeah. No, I mean,
So I mean,
it was the
I
right
get it
move with
now.
a hurt
Yeah,
field goal
I
kicker.
get it,
It's
but
just if
it's
you bet
crazy
that
how-
shit, you'd be
And did you see the fucking Kemba Walker shit?
No.
No.
The spread was fucking 2 or 2.5 or some shit, and they're up, or no, it must have been 3, and they're okay. Let me think about this. Sorry,
Did this happen?
they're up 3. It's 116 to 113, I believe.
Okay.
And Kemba Walker's dribbling around the backcourt. They have the ball. The game's over, and he like is getting chased by this guy trying to foul him, and he avoids it. So like it ends at 3, and this dude just fucking chucks it and makes it.
Kemba,
Yeah,
and then it fucked up the spread.
yeah,
So they won by 6?
yeah.
Wow.
That's
Like what the fuck? And somebody said to me the other day, they were like, nothing will make you think
It's rigged.
sports are rigged,
I
like
know.
gambling on sports.
That's the thing, bros.
It's insane how accurate they are.
I don't.
with that shit.
Yeah,
It's scary.
I don't really gamble on that shit, but it is entertaining to me to see some of those beats. Like Scott Van Pelt
Holy
does that
shit.
segment on Sports Center at night,
Yeah.
and it's like, bro, because there's people that bet
A lot.
every bad beat. There's people that have bet on that shit,
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
and it's fucked.
It's insane. I can't even tell you how many times like old friends and shit are like, yeah, I had this parlay going or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're lose on the last game of the night,
Yeah.
and it's like by a fucking half a point or
Yeah,
some shit.
you'd think there was like,
Like,
a
how can they be that accurate?
yeah, you'd think there was a 0.01% chance of that happening,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it happens all the fucking
Yo.
time.
Like all the time.
Parlays will fucking get you.
Yeah,
I know. Just learned that.
I know.
God.
All right, I got one more sports topic that I figured Daggs would hate. So it was about a week ago, I think, maybe it was a little longer. There was the clip floating around of LeBron declaring himself the GOAT.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the LeBron Jordan GOAT debate because that like I'm of the opinion that
That's an opinion.
Well, it's an opinion for sure. It's subjective, but it's also like why even really hash it out until LeBron's career is done? But do you guys have any thoughts on the idea of declaring yourself the GOAT? I think you have the clip. So for people that haven't heard it, the LeBron clip where he says
Shit
it.
is so stupid.
Yeah, do you want me to cue this up anywhere?
It should be right at the beginning.
right at the beginning.
You might need to cut it a little short, but
I can just tell you what he says.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For
That's
so
what
many
I felt.
reasons.
I was super ecstatic to win one for Cleveland because of the 52-year drought. Like, I was ecstatic. Like, obviously, I showed that the first wave of emotion was when y'all, everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years of everything in sports going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time.
all right, that's good.
No,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on it? And not even to get into the Jordan LeBron debate, but just the thought of doing.
I think
of
it's
saying
like
that.
giving yourself a nickname. You just can't do it.
Yeah,
other people
that's
have to
actually a
do
good
it.
comparison.
Yeah.
Just other people. That's something that other people will do. I fuck with them for believing in it, but
Dude, that's the thing, is everybody says that. Any good athlete, good musician, good actor, it's like you have to think you're the best. Like, that's how you get by. That's your livelihood, blah, blah, blah. I fucking 100% agree. Do you need to go on your own show and sit in your own chair?
I didn't even think
and
about
be
that.
like,
real.
oh, hey,
That's
record
real.
me saying, like, I'm the shit. I'm fucking the greatest of all
That's
time.
super
I didn't even think about
Who
that.
fucking,
That it was his show.
yeah.
yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, and I mean,
Because this is the thing about LeBron, is he seems like a cool ass dude. He does a lot of good shit and it like helps out a lot of people, and he's like a family man and all this shit that I agree with.
yeah,
And he's good as fuck. No doubt. 100%. I don't deny that. He cries like a little bitch, which
That's
bugs
fact.
me, and that's just what it is. That just bugs me personally. But like, why?
I know.
Do you need to validate yourself? Like, they don't, like, Nick Wright won't suck your dick for you?
yeah, I'm like
Or whoever
everyone else
in the media?
isn't having the conversation
Right.
already and hasn't been forever.
And dude, I say this all the time with LeBron. It's like you said. There's so many things to love about LeBron.
He's a great man.
He's
Yeah,
he's a great basketball player.
Yes,
like there's so many
absolutely.
things to love about him.
However,
But every time I start to like make my way back to the point of being like, why do I ever have anything bad to say about LeBron? He does something like this and sets it
Yeah.
way
Yeah. I agree.
back. Like, and to me, there's like two reasons for kind of where we stand on this argument. Like one argument against it, like for LeBron, but against what we're saying in the situation is everyone wants to bring up like Muhammad Ali and even like Conor McGregor. Like they're always, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, whatever.
Fucking game.
Different sport, dude.
Yeah.
Individual
That's
sport.
all that.
It's an individual sport.
Yeah.
Combat
It's a
sport.
brutal sport.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're fighting for your life every
Gladiator
time you
type
go
shit,
out there.
for sure.
And it's a sport that's like success and everything is built off
Based off-
promotion and
yes.
marketing
Right.
and having people buy pay-per-view
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
want to feed into the shit. And sometimes, like, dude, Floyd does the same thing and people tune in because they want to see him get his ass knocked out.
Right.
Correct.
Exactly.
Like
It was the
isn't-
same with Ali.
and that's my other point is, okay, go ahead and say it, but you have to be willing then to be that villain. You have to, like, not everyone,
Right.
you rarely get to say something like that. Like Muhammad Ali was one of a fucking kind, dude. Like he got to say that shit and people loved him and he was dope and whatever. But like we said, it's a different sport, but you got to be willing to be the villain if
That's
you're going to
the
be
thing.
LeBron and say that shit. And he's not.
I don't think LeBron's that
No,
guy.
he's not.
No.
He's not.
And even when Ali did it, he wasn't loved at that time.
Right.
You know, by like,
That's true.
Yeah.
because
True.
and especially like if you are insecure about like yourself and you see someone who's like, I'm the shit, I do all this fucking shit, no one can fuck with me, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah, it's human
wait.
nature, bro.
So yeah, especially back then, even like Tom Brady, people don't fuck with Tom Brady. It's like he doesn't really give you a reason to dislike him. It's just that he wins, so people tune in to
Yeah.
see
and then
him lose.
imagine if he was walking around saying he's the GOAT.
right.
Like,
It's like
You need to
everyone's having the debate already for you.
Yeah,
you
That's
don't
what
have to
pisses
do
me
that.
off in the media, the day of the media.
yeah.
Like,
Fake news, goddamn.
people fucking ask LeBron what he thinks about a baseball player getting hurt. Who gives a fuck what LeBron thinks about a baseball player?
Yeah.
I don't need LeBron's opinion on everything.
And then you get a push notification to your phone about what he said about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Like,
dope.
it's
Like,
on the bottom
How
line.
about we get the opinion of his fucking teammates that are about to lose because this dude's out or something?
Yeah.
You know
and
what I'm saying? Like,
that's
I care
why
more about that.
On the other side, I do give LeBron a lot of credit for how dope he is, how much he's in the spotlight, and how he handles it for the most
Yeah.
part. Like,
and has been for a long
yeah,
time.
because there's a lot of people that fuck up and
Yeah.
get into
Yeah.
some dumb shit. Like the stuff I complain about LeBron about is just, to me, it just makes him douchey. It doesn't make him like a
Right.
bad dude,
No.
like as far as character.
Yeah.
It just makes him douchey.
Right.
Do you think LeBron thinks he's humble? Like if you would ask him,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
People these days don't know the actual.
isn't that
definition.
the opposite?
People don't know
Yes.
the actual definition of
I think-
humble.
Dude, that's what drives me fucking nuts. Is like by self-proclaiming yourself the greatest. That's literally
It's
just
the opposite of humble.
And you would ask him tomorrow, and LeBron, do you like? Oh, I'm so humbled, like blah blah blah, like all that shit. Like, no, you're not. And then
Yeah.
you play those clips. Do you think it would register to him in his head that he's literally contradicting himself?
Yeah, dude. What I just said too, I just want to say that, like, that's not his fault that they're asking him what he thinks of it.
Right.
That's the fucking media. That's
Right.
why the media drives me insane.
Yeah,
So, like, I don't hold that shit against him. It's, like, annoying, but it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't bug me about LeBron. But what does bug me about him is, like, be as cocky as you want on the court. I don't give a fuck. Talk your shit. Talk to your friends. How many times have I said, like, I'll beat this dude's ass in any game, blah, blah, blah. Like, to my friends, I'm not, like, getting on the podcast to be like, oh, this is my show. Yo, I'm the fucking
You should have introed the
greatest
podcast
fucking
with that.
card player of all time.
and that's why too people fuck with like the Kobe attitude and the KG attitude. It was like
yes. That's why
it
he's
was
my
some
favorite player.
it was some fucking aggressive, cocky shit on the court, like or in practice. So you'd hear stories about like Jimmy Butler type shit, and people do fuck with that because it's all about on the court.
Right.
It's
But
not going
Jordan
to-
though is like was the most competitive person off the
yeah.
court. They said even
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
But
he
then
was
he'd
never
say like,
going to the
okay, play the
that same
fucking
clip.
play the Jordan clip.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. These were like
The Jordan clip?
posted back.
Yeah, and
to back.
I hadn't heard this one till now.
These were posted together the first time I saw this.
About being called the greatest basketball player ever. Does that matter? Do you want that?
I don't want it in a sense because I think it disrespects Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, all the guys that prior to me I never had a chance to play against. What everybody's saying I am, I never had the chance to compete against other legends that was prior to me. When I hear it, I cringe a little bit because it's a little bit embarrassing because no one knows. I never had the chance once again to play against those guys. I would love to have played against him, but I never did, you know. And for you to say that I'm better than him, I mean, it's your opinion. You know, it's their opinion. I accept that as their opinion. If you ask me, I would never say that I'm the greatest player, you know. And that's because I never played against all
in that shit. If he was to ask, would you beat Wilt Chamberlain? He would say, fuck
motherfucker,
yeah. But they didn't ask him that. They asked him, are you the greatest basketball player of all time?
And I just thought about this while watching that. I also, like, I wouldn't like it if someone straight up asked LeBron in an interview, do you think you're the greatest of all time? Or even, are you the greatest of all time?
Right, that's setting him up.
If he said yes, it would be like, come on, man, you can come up with a better answer than just yes. But he got asked the question and he answered it what he felt honestly.
Yeah.
He just decided to throw in the middle of a sentence that wasn't saying that made me the GOAT.
Right.
Bro. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. That shit gets on nerves.
I'm surprised you guys feel the same way about that as me. I'm happy though.
Why the fuck would you be surprised?
I don't know. Because you're the cockiest motherfucker of all time.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm not going on.
Yeah, you
like,
explained it.
even if I was the greatest fucking basketball player of all time, I would never be like, let me get on TV and tell everybody about it.
No,
I was expecting you to, the first thing out of your mouth on this podcast, I'm the greatest card player of all time.
I'm the greatest podcast.
I'm gonna need receipts.
Like when we're playing basketball, I'll tell you that shit.
Right, I know. It's in the moment, in the heat of the battle.
Yeah. And if I'm sitting around my house and somebody's like, is this person better than you at something? I'll be like, fuck no.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo.
But I don't feel the need.
One of the biggest.
And I don't know why somebody with that much validation, sorry.
No, you're good.
With that much validation feels the need to like go out of their way and speak on it. Sorry.
I don't know.
You were gonna say something.
I don't know.
You were gonna cape for him.
Don't hold back.
I'm kidding.
I don't cape for nobody.
Let's see. Oh, one more somewhat sporty thing before we get into some
Spice Girls going on tour. Sporty Spice is part of them.
Yeah, sporty thing.
Into some real shit.
She's not going. Oh yeah, she is. Mel B's not.
For real?
Yeah.
I saw her on the poster.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought I heard that.
I saw her on the poster.
I didn't know Spice Girls would be.
That was my short.
I didn't know you guys would be well educated on the topic.
Let me tell you.
We could do a deep dive on this.
I got sent the poster, man.
Yo, Mel B used to be that short.
Yeah. She's still fine.
She is fine. But back in the day, though, it was just like, who is this exotic barb?
You guys got tickets or something?
Nah.
I might get them.
I just thought it was big news. I thought everyone knew.
I would have fucking got them. She was there.
I'm surprised Glow doesn't have tickets for us already.
Yo,
Right.
She fucking loves the Spice Girls.
a lot of people do.
Daggs, did you see the Titan games?
Dude, that was in my notes to talk about. I watched it today.
I did too.
Did you? It was on YouTube.
I put it in my notes yesterday because I was like, I'm sure Daggs tuned into this. And then I was like, I'll just write it down and I'm sure Daggs will talk about it. But then I fast forwarded through like all the, even though
That's what
it's
I did too.
the backstory shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I watched some of them.
I'm normally interested in that shit. I just didn't have an hour and a half to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what'd you think?
I thought it was like overall dope. Like for the most part, like I would say it's cool. Like it's worth watching.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
I didn't think it was corny, really. That's what I was worried about is like when you try to like make up games and shit, like sometimes it's just corny to me. And I'm just like Ninja Warrior at first, I was like, is this fucking real or is this like a fake thing? And I couldn't figure it out. And now it's tight because I think it's just interesting, something different. And I think that's like the direction like all these shows are going is they're trying to make their own like competition. Anyway, I thought it was cool, and I thought the competitions were like cool enough, different enough. Thing I don't like is like there's a dude that's like 260 pounds, and there's a dude that's like 190 pounds, and they're moving heavy ass shit. And then there's like a girl that's like fucking 130 pounds, and she's got to do the same fucking obstacle course at the end that the guys have to do. Apparently, I don't know if that's actually.
That's what because the only time
Equal rights.
I remember hearing about that shit was
Love is love.
they did. I think they had the men do the final like obstacle course first,
Yeah.
and they said like pushing this
It's like
1,000-pound thing over.
We'll go 800. That's
It was something ridiculous. And whatever they said though, they said the same shit for when the
girls.
women went.
I know, that's what I said. And first of all, I was like, all right, whatever. It's like the women competing against each other. So like it's not like a 250-pound guy against 100.
It doesn't really matter.
However,
that's what it looked like.
I
in the
don't
preview.
fucking know that I believe that a 130-pound girl or guy, for that matter, can fucking do that if that shit is really 600 pounds.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but I was interested in that too. And I guess I didn't watch every second of everything, so I don't know how entertaining if they were doing the same thing, whoever the smaller people were, it shouldn't be as it's probably not as entertaining to watch them go through the same obstacle course as the bigger people because weren't they struggling their ass off? Did some people just not be able to do some shit?
Well, the thing about it, the good thing about the last thing, I can't remember. It's something mountain.
The Mount Olympus or something.
Something like that. I can't remember.
I think it was Mount Olympus because it's the whole Titan games. They were like reenacting all this shit.
Okay. So they're going up that, and that's like a decent mixture of like strength and like cardio basically. So they're gonna be better at this aspect of it. The big person's gonna be better at this aspect of it.
Kind of
evened out. But the games to get to that shit were like just
did you see the one?
Some of them was just like brute strength.
Did you see the one where they had I believe it was legs because they like tied the weight around their waist and then they had to lift this anvil and break through the floor, and this one guy was fucking had tree trunks for legs, just massive, overall massive dude going up against a much like thinner dude. Obviously all these guys are strong as fuck, but a much thinner dude, and he whooped his ass,
killed him.
And but it was like, I agree with you, it was like, okay, it's stacked against me. Like I might be able to, the thinner guy might be able to beat the other guy in the Mount Olympus shit where it brings everything together and you do different things. You can beat him in certain things, but it's like, how do they match them up on these things?
Now that I'm thinking about it, like all the dudes in the final shit were big, except one. One was he was a med student or something, and he was like, not as fucking giant, but that fucking dude, the beer delivery guy, the first guy, that dude was a fucking
he was a
monster.
tank, dude. He was a tank. And I think the women too, I remember in the head-to-head stuff before the finals, it seemed like the bigger woman won every time.
Yeah.
Because it was more about strength than it was about...
I thought it was more
and The Rock said that he like based it off of his workouts or some shit like that. He's fucking huge.
Yeah, he's
he's probably like, this is the huge Olympics.
Yeah, that's right.
And I mean, for the sake of TV, like, they probably can't go change the fucking set.
I know.
And do all that shit.
For
and, like,
skinnier people.
I get that. But
if your
like,
biceps are.
right. Like, they had a dude on it. Okay. They had a dude on it with an amputated leg. They had a dude on it, I think, or he's on it at some point with an amputated arm. He's in like the previews. So they did different competitions to get to the mountain. This motherfucker, does it just like luck of the draw?
That's my thing.
Because like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
because you could say,
I could be on that and I could shit on somebody in some upper body, like
Right.
a pull-up game or whatever. But like, if this dude's 250 and I'm trying to pull a 100-pound sled or something, like this dude's gonna kill me.
And that's all that surprised me, is because this is a TV show and it's produced. It's not like just some competition that they happen to air. So you'd think they would match it up a little better. But overall,
it's worth watching. After I just bitched about it.
I'm sure they'll figure it out too. First episode.
Yeah, and I mean that's what podcasts are for, dude. Is about bitching about the other stuff. Like you don't just come on here to slurp shit. You come on here to bitch about shit. So
I mean, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah,
and I'll watch the next one
So
because I want to see.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Well, that's all that matters is, would you watch it?
Yeah,
you know.
And I think the only event I thought was kind of corny was when they had them. They had to pull this big ass battering ram and knock the massive.
Yeah, it's like a
wooden
railroad
door down.
tie or some shit.
Yeah, it was like breaking down the door to a castle. Like but they just pulled on this rope,
like the police.
and they had to get like the momentum going in order to bash the door down. And it was just like, it was such a huge production for such a like basic maneuver.
Right.
Which like, that's what, I guess that's what TV is. But it was like, okay, what, like, I'm sure it's really difficult, but the motion they're actually doing compared to this massive production of what's going on is like, I don't know.
So one quick thing is like, the thing I did like about it is The Rock isn't like overboard in it.
Good.
Which I thought was nice.
Yeah, he really did just host.
Like it wasn't just like the TV was
like
on him.
I do too.
Me
but
too.
Like, whoa.
And he wasn't
sometimes.
like rehearsing lines.
Right.
Like he was more on there to be like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like when the people were doing
That's
the competition, which was
That's
I thought
tight.
that was.
And he like announced the event and he kept it to the pretty basics.
And they had
he didn't
real
throw in a bunch of
They had real announcers for like the
Yeah.
competitions.
Yeah.
So he wasn't like out of his element as far as
And I
that.
think that's actually part of the thing that made it enjoyable to watch is it was professionally done.
Yeah.
It was well produced. Like they had the right people for the right. And I don't like, because Carrie Champion's the other host. I don't like her, but she was fine. She didn't bother me. She didn't bother me. I hated when she was
on first take. She was doing the
and then,
most.
Then they kicked
Which
her
one
off.
is she?
Carrie Champ, the dark
She
skin.
used
She's on
to-
SportsCenter now.
She used to be the
Tall,
moderator
skinny.
for First Take before
Dark skin
Molly.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But God, Molly's annoying.
Yeah. Don't even get me
Keep
started.
that in there.
You don't need to cut that.
Tag her. Jalen Rose married her recently. That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Oh, was it recently? I knew they dated
Like
for a while.
the latter half of last year, I think. But
Yeah, fuck.
yeah, he's probably so annoyed.
But she
Can
didn't,
we,
she didn't bother me, so.
Can we real quick discuss?
Yes.
Okay, you said like
How dope
The
of a car
battery-
player you are.
yeah. Discuss how I'd win the Titan game. Greatest Titan of all time.
Remember that.
Humblest Titan of all time.
So you were talking about that battering ram game,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, just sitting there like fuming for a minute because like a couple of these people had the worst fucking strategy I've ever seen. Just dumb. And it just got me thinking about like every aspect of life. I'm always like constantly like, it can be not even a game. Like I can be driving down the road and I'm like thinking about, like if I got to get over, like,
What's the best strategy?
Yeah, like how can I get over here if I need to get over or whatever. And people are just so fucking oblivious and just life in general, as we know, like you go to the store and somebody's just sitting there blocking the aisle and you're like, excuse me, and they don't fucking move because they're in their own fucking world.
Dude.
And that shit just drives me nuts. Why the fuck don't people like strategize everything
One
more?
of the
It
basic
pisses
things
me off.
you and I have talked about on the road that tons of people don't do. I went to go grab the fucking hot pies before when you were rolling up. And you know how you turn right out of the studio, or you turn left out of the studio and then right, and you're where it like merges onto the highway type thing.
One lane.
And yeah, I just need to stay in the right lane, take a right, go get a hot pie. And and the light just turns red and there's a fucking car just posted in the far right lane.
Duh.
And so I gotta wait, and that's a long light.
Yes.
So I gotta wait 3 minutes just for this car to proceed straight, when he could have got over one lane and allowed
Exactly.
people that want to turn right
Fucking
to
makes
go
me
down
so
that
mad.
busy
Yo,
ass street.
I saw a dude like by my crib, a woman did that. And I mean, I get it. To people's credit, if the fucking shit does say forward or right,
Yeah.
I think you should be considerate. And if you can't turn
And
right,
it
get
happens.
out. Exactly.
Not to say I've never
But dude,
been
this
there.
dude, I saw this dude get out his car, like yelling at this lady for doing.
that?
He was insane.
See, that's next
That's
level.
Yeah, I
but
agree.
road rage, yo.
Yeah.
You don't get
And I
any
don't-
more
if I ever
angry
go
in
to
your life
prison,
than you
it'll
do
be
in
for
your
road
car. Everyone will. You don't get like the devil lives in your vehicle.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So-
you are never as pissed off as you
I
are
know.
driving.
Fucking, this story comes to mind. It happened the other day on my way home from work. There was a dude in the left turn lane, and this light is timed, and he was like 50 fucking yards behind the light. So there's this big ass line. The light's never turning green. The left turn light's never turning green, and I'm like, because I take that way, I'm like, this motherfucker's not close enough to the fucking light, so it's never gonna change.
Some people don't even know about that shit. That's even a
So
thing.
Didn't pay
I
attention,
get out of
drivers.
the fucking lane, go around and go up and turn around. But when I pass it, it's just like a regular young ass dude. He's sitting there scratching his fucking head, and
Nowhere to be.
like doesn't give a shit. He's in a nice car, like whatever. And The only thing I'm pissed about is that I just didn't go around his ass and get in the front of the fucking lane in front of him. So he would. I turned, went all the way around, turned, and this dude's still sitting there. And I never fucking saw him in my rear view.
Was it the Abbott light?
No, it was.
Nobody turns on time there.
No, oh man, that pisses me off.
Dude.
Nobody.
That's a fucking
Yo, it's crazy.
And now, whenever I see some people do some dumb shit on the road these days, I don't. This is like an old man fucking thing, but 90% of the time they're on their phone.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, it's
and then I have a reason to beat your ass.
Yeah, because like I said, people make mistakes. Like I bitched about being in the right lane shit. I've been there. Like, and sometimes it's just convenient for you, and you just do what the fuck you do. But when you're just sitting there on your phone or you're fucking playing with yourself, then it's like, okay, what are you doing?
Exactly. And how do you fucking sit at that light for 3 cycles
and not
be observant enough
like,
to be like, what the fuck? I've been sitting here forever.
Yeah, do you have do you have nothing going on to the point that you could sit there for a half hour?
Wouldn't even notice.
Like, you
wouldn't even notice.
Fucking think about it. Like, I just can't believe people, like, if you're playing in a basketball game, do you just zone out for 10 fucking hours?
J.R. Smith
like,
does,
in Game 7 of the finals.
I guess that shit really does happen.
That's not often, but
that is real.
Drives me insane.
Man.
All right, rant.
No, that's real shit.
Strategize your fucking life.
Or I'll battle ram your ass right in your fucking bumper.
Well, before you were gonna get into that, I was gonna get into a serious topic, and now I don't know how to do it.
World hunger.
I know we were talking about it a little bit before, but did you watch some of the R. Kelly shit?
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah. You didn't watch any, Daggs?
Nope.
I didn't expect to learn anything new, but I did, kind of.
I only watched the first 2, which when I sat down to watch it, I thought it was a one-night special thing. It was like 6 parts or something.
Yeah.
So I saw the first 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, because like a lot of the people I hear commenting on it on social media and stuff are older than me, and like R. Kelly was way more a part of their lives growing up.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really for me, so I guess it wasn't as imperative for me to, I got to see every episode of this. But I did learn things because I wasn't part of it growing up and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But so you said you watched what of it?
Some of
just
it.
Some of it,
because I don't like that shit.
And you feel like you know what it is.
Yeah. But it is good because I was surprised to see how many people like hadn't heard about it just because they're younger.
Exactly.
But that was like the thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, this dude peed on a girl and it was on camera and he got off.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about on camera.
Everybody wanted to get that one. No, I know, bro. And that's what's so weird about it is it's like there's so many things. I know I'm not someone that was as informed about the shit as other people. Like I wasn't some big fan of R. Kelly. I wasn't in that generation, whatever. But I still knew he was a nasty dude.
He's
like
nasty as fuck.
But it just blows my mind that it's like the same people that knew he was a nasty dude are now like, oh, he's a nasty dude.
That's the wave, yo.
This shit's so fucking old.
That's
I know. I totally agree with you.
It's crazy because people are like,
agree.
"Oh, you're mad about that?" Yeah, yeah. Even though they're just like you're saying, they were there. They were part of the shit.
And that's what's fucked up for me to reconcile is like I'll always like there's not to be cliche, but like there's never a wrong time to do the right thing, right? Like okay, so you sat there and were a just bystander for a long ass time, even though it's easy to say you should have fucking done something or said something earlier. Like, I guess better to come out now than never, but also like you can't help but have that feeling of what were you thinking while you were watching this shit? This dude was, this is shit I didn't know. That
How
this
the
dude
fuck
was
are
like,
you watching it?
This dude was like hanging out at high schools and shit.
Yeah. Recruiting.
That's like some just straight up, like forget this dude's an entertainer and you love all his songs. That's some just straight up pedophile shit.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
And people knew.
Yeah. But it's almost akin to like the Me Too movement in this sense that like this shit has been going on for a long time and now people are coming out because it's like acceptable to do that now. Like R. Kelly has like one of the deepest catalogs ever.
Yeah.
And so like, and especially back then, and plus he was writing for a shit ton of people. So the power that he held just being like super talented, you know what I'm saying? And like the hot shit, it's like you say he did this to you and your fucking career's over.
Yeah.
You have no job, and you know, it's like that shit.
And that's the thing with people around him too, is it's like, yeah, it's definitely easier for me to sit up here and say, especially in hindsight, like, what were you doing? Like,
Right.
but if this dude's providing a lifestyle for you, like he's paying you and you don't have anywhere else to get money, and all you got to do is just turn a blind eye. I don't think I would, but it's easier for me to say than someone that's in that position.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe now that it's so far in the past and other people have moved on and whatnot, it's easier for them to come out and say shit now. It's still nasty on them though.
Yeah. I think another reason that it's like came back a lot, or like back to life, was that there was like some more chicks like trapped, apparently, you know, like currently, and I'm not talking about trapped in the closet.
But you are.
Yeah, but I am. They like recently they had like a camp or some shit, like some chicks were talking about they were stuck in or something. Like, what?
It's fucking bizarre, dude. It's like, okay, even if you didn't know the extent to some of the things that were going on, but you were around him, like, bro, if one of my friends is hanging out with fucking 14-year-old girls,
Bruh.
I'm like, dog. Or at the very least, I'm not chilling with you anymore. Like, at the very least, I'm not going to be around it.
Wild.
Yeah.
And that's why I was hearing somebody talk about, like, it makes you wonder if there was a certain level of not just turning a blind eye, but like participation from some of the people around. Because it's like, how are you just around that if you're not cool with it?
Dude,
I couldn't be.
that kind of reminds me, like, maybe a lot of people were like, oh, that's fucked up, I'm just not gonna fuck with them anymore.
Right.
And I'm not gonna say shit, but
Right. And
like,
I'm sure there were a lot of people. that
yeah.
did that.
So like, are you complicit?
Right.
I think so.
I think so. Like, if you put it that way, but I also understand.
Definitely.
Like, I understand
'cause
not
I'm
being
with
the
you.
one that wants to blow the whistle and blow
Yep.
it out. You like, it'll eventually happen. But that's the problem with the thought process of someone else will. It's like driving by the accident on the highway and it's like someone else will help.
Yeah.
It's like, well, R. Kelly's been doing this shit for like 30 years now.
Yeah.
No one else helped.
Exactly.
Like, you could have helped.
Right.
But I don't know, man. It's just, it's weird. Like, I don't even know if I'll watch the rest of it because it's kind of like you said. It's like, once you know a certain amount, you kind of know.
Yeah, you know, like, I don't want to know more gory details of sexual assault.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's a fucking pedo.
But dude, the shit with Aaliyah, like
That was
that's
crazy.
shit that like I didn't, because I've been on the podcast saying before, I've told other people, like, even though I do music, our parents didn't have us grow up with music.
Right.
So we got introduced to music late, like in high school, like especially
Right.
hip hop. And so as far as like R. Kelly and Aaliyah and stuff, like, and I didn't have fucking cable.
Right.
Like, I wasn't watching MTV and VH1 and shit. So I didn't really know a lot of the shit that was going down. All I know is like what I went back and found later once I got into music.
Yeah.
But then you just see stuff like these two going to interviews together and like fucking touching on each other. Like, and the people interviewing them would ask them some, like, one question, because it's like, oh, I'm a journalist. I should, even though I'm supposed to avoid the topic, I'll ask them one. So like, what's up with you guys? And they'll just be like, oh, we're friends. Okay, anyways, what's up? And then they just move right along. It's like,
Yeah,
you're
that's
friends?
insane.
Like, okay, you're acting mad suspect.
Yeah.
It's my daughter's friend.
Oh my God, dude.
That makes me think about the Ebro Kodak shit. That
Yeah.
interview. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
So low key, not low key, but like I'm kind of like, as far as just straight up what the fuck, I was kind of like on Kodak's side. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm not on his side for that, but like, he didn't fucking get that pissed. He was just like, I can't talk about that. And this Ebro, now this shit's so far removed, but I had like a good thing about it. But he was just kind of like, I know you can't talk about this. I know legally you can't say shit about this, but I'm gonna like interrogate you a little bit. Okay, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do except be like, I can't fucking talk about this, and if you don't give me an alternative, then I'm fucking leaving.
Yeah.
So that happened. However, the next fucking week, Ebro posts a poster for some fucking party these dudes are throwing.
Really?
And it's like R. Kelly, Chris Brown.
Seriously?
Like, all these
I didn't know
motherfuckers
about
that
that.
have history with this shit, and all the comments are just like, I thought you guys don't support sexual
See,
assault.
and bro, and that's
Blah,
the
blah.
problem with this
I was
whole
like, what
day
the
and
fuck?
age is it's so hard to tell whether people are on their fucking soapbox or whether they're being genuine.
Right.
And you just have to try your best, and that's why I'm kind of on the fence with that whole Ebro Kodak thing, because I definitely I understand the aspect of you're not this artist's fucking PR company. You're a radio station.
Right.
They are voluntarily coming up to your radio station to do an interview, which gives them exposure.
Right.
And they want to do it. And they have a fucking big case against them. Like, you can bring it up. But we talked about it on the podcast when it happened. I thought the way Ebro brought it up was super whack. And I thought, now it's my opinion, but it looked to me like soapbox shit. It didn't look to me like a genuine.
It looked to me like
Question.
he wanted to like stand somebody up and like just be like,
He
fuck
wanted a
you
viral
type
moment.
shit. Yeah, exactly.
Well, he
Or
got
at
it.
the very least, he either wanted a viral moment or he wanted to be on record for the sexual assault victims.
Exactly.
The thing,
It didn't
like,
seem genuine though.
It is the crazy thing about internet though. It is way easier to tell if people are real or not because you can just go back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, who have you interviewed?
Right.
You know, and then there's a laundry list of people who have been convicted for a lot of shit. So it's like,
and that's the hard
And how
part
did
of-
you question them?
exactly.
That's
Not
the hard
same.
part about it though, is like it's a mutual thing, kind of, these interviews now, because like he gets them exposure and they get
Vice versa.
exposure from
Yep.
it, right? So that's one thing. But if you, like you said, if you're not fucking, if you don't have the same energy against all these motherfuckers, then what the fuck are you doing? And like, it just made me angry because I was just like, you're just trying to punk the dude.
And I think
Period.
that's why I hated the way Ebro did it. Is it wasn't like it wasn't even a question.
No.
Not only
He
was it
was
not a
just trying to
genuine
state
question.
his piece.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't even a question. He was like, he literally said, like you said, I know you can't talk about this shit because it's an island, blah, 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 but we just want to.
Tell you we don't support sexual
Right.
assault.
Yeah, it's like no shit, bro.
fucking duh.
That's what I hate about some, and I even want to get into like kind of a more serious thing in regards to the R. Kelly shit, like a spinoff. But it goes along these lines of, it pisses me off when people just feel the need to like always say the fucking obvious shit and get on their soapbox. It's like, bro, of course you don't support sexual assault.
Right.
You don't need to bring this dude up here and make him the face of it to fucking say that.
Right.
It's just
Now,
easy.
on the other hand, Kodak could have handled that shit way better. Like, bro, yeah, you can't talk about your case, but you can be like, especially if you're innocent, you can be like, no, I didn't sexually assault anyone and I don't fucking support that shit either and blah, blah, blah. The way he responded to it,
Yeah.
to me, is
I
like
agree.
a little suspect too.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a hard position to be in because even if you say like
Yeah, if that
I can't comment on it, or if you say like next question, it's like, what the
I know.
fuck?
But
You
that's
know?
why I say if you're innocent,
right?
But I don't know.
But I don't know how
I've
much you
never
can
been
talk
in
about
that- I've
shit.
never
You can
been in
say
that
you're innocent, though.
situation.
Yeah, I don't
Unless
know.
it
or
has
at the
something
very
to
least,
do
you
with
can
your-
say, yeah, I agree, sexual assault's terrible.
Unless you're fucking getting charged with it, and I don't know.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know.
I don't know
just-
the whole story.
He just could. I
And
don't
he
know.
hasn't. I don't know.
Ebro
has he
didn't
been
set that shit
convicted?
up good. I don't know if he's been convicted. I
Like
know he's
or
been
like
charged.
previously, or is this like a second time?
I think he's
don't
had
fucking
a few
know
different
Kodak's-
issues, but I don't know the
I like some of
specifics of it.
Kodak's
Yeah.
songs, but
I
I
don't
don't
know if-
look into these motherfuckers'
Yeah.
histories.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. Like, you're having them on your show. I'm sure that shit was said before. Like, we're not talking about.
will-
They have
Um,
pre fucking show.
I heard they
meetings.
didn't that one.
And why the fuck not?
Exactly, which is also Kodak's fault though,
Yeah,
and his team.
That's true.
Yeah,
I heard there wasn't a pre-production.
Yeah, that's his team's fault.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's part of it. Like, yeah, if they did have a pre-production meeting and they said that was off limits and Ebro said okay and he still brought it up, yeah, that's more bad on Ebro.
Ebro
But
seems like
apparently
a
that
douche
didn't happen.
in general.
There's times where I fuck with Ebro, and then there's a lot of times where it's like, damn, I thought
He's a
I
Twitter.
had you pegged for like a certain type of decent dude, and then you go and do some shit like that where
He's
I feel
a
like
Twitter warrior.
it's
dude.
not. It's and that's what's tough is I don't know the dude, and I also
Right.
don't think anything he said is like bad or untrue. Like anything he said was fine. It's just the vibe I get when you said it. I didn't feel that it was genuine. That's the only thing.
That's the case. Like with anybody though, is it's not necessarily what you say; is how you say it.
Yeah.
You know, and how people can like receive it.
That's
the
true.
way he said it was just like, It was
Yeah.
just like there was no good answer.
Like I said, there wasn't even a question.
No, it's just
Exactly.
like
it was just a comment.
It was like, let us put you up as the
Yeah.
face of sexual assault and say we don't like it.
Right.
Like that's
and we
pretty
can't talk
unfair.
about it, but like okay, so why'd you do that shit?
Yeah, it was pretty weird.
But I
was
fuck with
just
Ebro, but I feel like sometimes he tries too hard to be the old man. You know, like he says this shit all the time. Like, I'm old.
His fucking name.
Yeah, old
man Ebro.
Sometimes he just like is like wants to be the old man.
Yeah,
and it's like, dude, just
I know.
Just fucking do your thing.
Well, that's one of the, like, I'm kind of glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk about something, and it's one of the things I have like the most trouble with sometimes on the podcast is broaching certain topics. Like I find the most interesting topics are maybe the unpopular ones, or the ones that are the side that isn't talked about, or the shit like that, where it's like I said, I hate when everyone's just got to take the headline topic and everyone's got to say the same thing. Like everyone knows sexual assault is bad.
Right.
We could get up on this podcast and talk about how bad it is.
Right.
And that'd be fine. Like, of course, there's no problem with that. It is bad. But it's like, is that interesting
Everyone knows
conversation? Like, does that really make you think about shit? Is it thought provoking? I don't think so. And so this R. Kelly shit, of course, all that shit is fucking nasty, and we could talk about that forever. But there was something that interested me that I think is like kind of a problem with different things in society these days. But in a nutshell, let's see if I think I sent you the Jamel Hill tweet, Moe-T. There's nothing bad about the tweet, but it just made me think. Can you pull that up?
Yeah.
So this person, I don't even know who it is, but tweeted, got to teach our daughters how to not be manipulated by men like Robert, R. Kelly. SMH, that's scary. And Jamel Hill quote tweets and says, I will say this to every cheap seat. Stop telling girls and women what we should do not to get raped, and tell boys/men to stop raping people. And I wrote some things down because I don't want to misspeak on topics like this, but so, okay. We live in a world where 140 characters or 280 characters are how we speak. Like, and so there's great things about that, like the ease of sharing information, and there's bad things like the clickbait culture and things like that. And one of the bad things to me is that there's always more to say. Like if I tweet Kevin Durant is a great basketball player, there's always going to be someone that tweets me and says, what about LeBron? Okay, he's great too, but I'm talking about Kevin Durant right now.
Right.
Like you can go talk about LeBron,
right?
But I'm talking about, and both things are fine. Like you don't always, there's not only one fucking marching order for people, right?
Right.
So this tweet, I understand Jamel's sentiment for sure, because there are people that victim blame, and like I don't think there's a place for that. The tweet Jamel's responding to definitely walks the line of victim blaming for sure. I get that. When a woman's raped, the problem isn't the woman. It's not what she's wearing. It's not where she was or how she was acting or any of that. The problem is the rapist. Just like when someone's murdered, the problem isn't like that they were outside a strip club getting in an argument at 3 a.m. The problem is whoever decided to shoot them. Like that's how it works. You take a shopkeeper, they get robbed. You don't blame them. You blame the fucking robber. I'm with all that. Now, would you tell the shop owner that got robbed to lock his shop after hours? Would you tell him to have a security camera, an alarm system, maybe a weapon? I would. And I would tell my future daughter, my future son, not to hang out at certain places at certain times, not to get drunk to the point of being incapacitated, because I know bad things happen in the world. And it's possible to both want to change and improve the bad things that are happening, but also do things to avoid and prevent them. You can think both things at once.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Like, it's everything, like you said, the whole Kevin Durant, LeBron thing, like everything turns into an opinion. Like, I gotta say my opinion on this. Like,
and
that
it has
chick's
to be
not
either
wrong,
or.
and neither fucking is Jamel.
Exactly.
Like, you should teach your fucking girls whatever she said, and you should teach your fucking boys whatever she said.
Exactly.
100%. It's just being
it's a fine
fucking
line, though,
teach your kid
because,
to be not a piece of shit.
Like, to say to the direct tweet of teach your daughters not to be manipulated by men. How do you teach that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you teach someone not to be fooled by someone who's good at fooling?
You could teach them to, respect themselves more, teach them all these things. And That's the thing.
To me, it's just examples. Like
Set an example.
The best you can do as like an influential individual, like a parent or anything like that, is literally just to be like, try to be as open as you possibly can without being too open. You know what I'm saying? Like, share experiences, make sure that they know that you're trying to give them knowledge so that they can learn from your experiences.
But
Because too many, I feel like a lot of parents, it's embarrassing to like share those type of things.
Yeah.
Like with your kid,
Yeah.
you don't want to share those experiences
Or with anybody,
of
probably.
you being duped by something with
Right.
your kids,
Well, but-
because that makes you seem weak.
And of
to
course,
them.
there's a time and a place for every comment and that's what people get so worked up about. But it's like I said, let's say you have a kid and one of their friends is the situation I gave. They're like outside a strip club at 3:30 in the morning, getting into some argument, and one of their friends gets shot and killed. You're a parent. Yeah, the first thing out of your mouth shouldn't be, why the hell were you guys there? Like, the first thing you do is, you sympathize, you make sure everything's okay, you comfort, you all these things, right? But then I think there's a place for a discussion about that's not the place to be. Like, the more you put yourselves in these places at these times, the more you open yourself up to bad shit happening. It's not your fault.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make it okay that they do this shit. But I'm your parent, and I don't want these things to happen to you. And there's bad people in this world.
Yeah, and parents are so all over the spectrum because a lot of parents think that their kid can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Like, so if anything bad happens, it has to be someone else's fault.
Right.
Type shit. So like when you said like if about the strip club or whatever and somebody gets shot, like some people, a lot of news outlets maybe will blame the victim. Why were you out at 3 a.m? That's what happens. Like, nothing good happens after midnight type shit. Like the perspective that you're coming from sounds very like level-headed and like human. And
Like, you can have both. It's not a one or the other.
Right. Like yes.
Which was the whole.
Right. To me, it sounded like Jamel was, she was responding directly to the tweet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the tweet at face value seems like it's victim blaming type shit. Like, teach your girls not to get manipulated so this won't happen. You know what I'm saying? But it's like.
But that's what I mean about like the 140 characters and stuff and people being able to hold different opinions. So when someone wants to have the tough discussion, does it always have to be qualified with, oh, and men should stop raping women? Like that, I don't think it always has to be qualified with that. Like, of course, the best, when murders happen, like, of course, the best thing would be for no murders to happen. Of course, the best thing would be to teach the murderers not to murder. Of course. Like, I feel like that's a given. But also, it's a given that shit happens. And so there's another discussion that can happen. I'm not saying whoever that Twitter user was used the best words to say what they needed to say. Like, I'm sure there was a better phrasing they could have used, whatever.
But that's a common thought. Like, that tweet in and of itself is like a common thought of people. Like, I feel like you're either thinking like you can have both conversations.
Yeah.
Or you're thinking like the other side where it's like,
Yeah.
Why'd you dress like a slut if you didn't want to get raped? Type shit like that.
And I think that's
like,
part of
a lot of people think.
And
like
I
that.
think that's part of the problem is there are those fucked up people that are on both extremes. There's the people that are, anytime something like that happens, it's like it is the victim's fault. It is the woman's fault. And then there's the people on the other side that are like, women should, can just do whatever the fuck they want, and like there should be no protocol of trying to avoid situations. And when I say that, of course, like, this is such a slippery slope when you talk about it, because I'm not saying women can't go around and do whatever they want. In the same way that, like, you can run around using your credit card wherever you want, but there might be certain practices you do to avoid identity fraud. Like, is it your fault when someone commits identity fraud against you? No, but there's certain things you can do to help avoid it if you so choose. Like, I think there's just two discussions to be had, and obviously the one is the most ideal.
Yeah.
It's also never going to happen fully. It can't. Not say it can't be improved.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's ever going to happen fully. And I hate the idea of just shutting other people's shit down. So like, just like the first person's shit could have been worded better. And like I said, I don't know that person. Maybe they were coming from the bad perspective of just victim blaming. And then I'm not necessarily trying to cape for them.
Right,
I'm trying to cape for a certain sentiment. And So I'm not against Jamel adding what she feels is the most important sentiment. It's the way, like, she said something like, people need to stop telling women how not to get raped. Would you say that to like the shop owner example I gave? Like, stop telling shop owners how to protect their shop. No. Stop advising your kids how not to get murdered. No, I'm going to advise my kid how not to be in bad places and have bad shit happen.
Right.
But when bad shit happens, that doesn't make it their fault. There's both.
Right.
It just bothers me that we live in this black and white. Like, let's have some discussions. Let's live in the real world here. It's not just this fucking utopia. Like, I wish it were.
And think about all the shit your parents have told you to do. You know, sometimes you don't fucking listen.
Oh, for sure,
Sometimes
bro.
you fucking just do whatever the fuck you want to do.
I said I'm gonna tell my kids nothing, blah blah blah. I've done all this shit.
Exactly.
Like,
And sometimes nothing happens. Sometimes stuff happens. But sometimes when you do exactly what your parents tell you to do, bad shit happens.
Exactly.
Because that's just how it is.
Exactly.
So I definitely agree you need to prepare your children for the world in every aspect. And I mean, shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, I agree with like everything. I do agree with like all of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do agree with what Jamel said because I think that is that discussion is had far less. That
which one?
What men need to do we don't.
But don't you think it's had far less because it's like a given?
Right.
Like, go ask 100 people. How many of them think it's okay to rape?
I agree 100% with that. Like, yeah, like, duh, don't fucking rape. But that's like duh to us. It's not duh to like some of these dumbass motherfuckers.
Maybe.
That live in
And
the world.
like, what about
And
like
so,
just sexual assault? You
Right.
know, what about
And, like,
they're
in
like,
the
I'm not raping
workplace.
you.
For
I just
sure.
pulled my crank
In the
out. What's the big
workplace.
deal?
Yeah.
That's real.
No, I heard. So like, I see both sides of it too. I just think like people need to stop always fucking trying to argue about it.
Why do we have that view though? Like, why are we the outliers?
Maybe just the way we're raised and people were around.
But it seems too convenient though, because it's not like our parents sat us down one day and was like,
Don't rape.
But it's
don't fucking
no,
do
but
it.
no,
Like-
but it's like you said, like leading by example and the people you're around and the things you see and the values you're raised with in general. You can draw your own conclusions.
so based off of some people having a bad upbringing, they are more likely to do that.
I mean, I would.
That's
think
what
so.
the studies show.
I would think so.
I would assume, like, if your
everything
mother
else.
was abused, you are more likely to abuse someone.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
like a thing.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
Yeah, then she's in her right to say that though, right?
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Let me
think
be clear.
Both people are in the right to say
I'm
what
not
they say.
saying Jamel is wrong for the second part of what Jamel said as far as teach these boys. Great. It's the silencing of the other side that I don't like. Just like I would feel the same way about
The other side of what do you
that.
mean?
It's okay to teach our women to protect themselves and to avoid certain situations that might put them in harm.
Yeah.
If you have girls, teach them that, and if you have boys, teach them the other thing.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, I think that's what it comes down
If
to.
I had a daughter
like,
and she got raped, God forbid, I ain't gonna be looking back being like, damn, I wish I would have told her some things.
I'm gonna if you did though, and it still happened.
Then it happened. That's life. Like, that's life.
So like,
But it's like you said, so much depends on how you were raised, what you were brought up around, right? So like,
And
if
how you take to the way that you're
So you're
raised, though,
saying you
too.
have an effect on it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put an effect on it.
Cause like, man,
But I'm not
trying to-
saying that.
I try to think of like sexual conversations that I have with my parents. Growing
Yeah.
up. And I literally can't think of one.
I can't
Didn't
either,
have the
bro.
birds and the bees.
And that's
No.
what we. That's
you
what
just know.
Like there wasn't
right
any of
and
those
wrong.
awkward things.
Right.
Like it wasn't.
So it's, I don't know, man. It's fucking muddy, very
well,
muddy.
dude. But that's, I mean, shit.
Like, is it respect to your parents? Like maybe that.
maybe it's respect in general.
for sure, that because guys that are doing that are not respecting women. For fact.
No, fuck no.
Fact.
Or I don't think they're respecting their parents.
Or them fucking selves. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but mostly the woman, I would say. Like,
Well, maybe it started with their mother.
but-
You know what I'm
Think
saying?
of
I
like
don't
the
know.
time period too. Like, I don't necessarily know that it happened any less back in their time.
I wouldn't think
but
so.
it wasn't talked about.
Right.
Like this whole shit, this is in the news every day now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now it's an easier time and it's a better time to talk about things like this because like you really are seeing how much this shit happens.
Yeah.
But if you go like, how often do you hear like a mom had this same thing happen to her, but you never knew about it
Right.
until like they're dead or something. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's like now it's becoming more open, so maybe now it'll be more the norm.
Hopefully.
To speak on that shit to either your boy or your fucking
And I guess that's my point as far as like, it's like, you know, the old like gentleman's club or like the old boys club. Like there's like men rules. You know what I'm saying? There's like men have literally written the shit for history, you know, like the rules of how things are going to go.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're a dude back in the day, you know, you get away with a lot more shit, or like your wife was stayed home and fucking cooked type shit. Like that mindset is like the not having the conversation about teaching your boys to fucking respect women and shit, because that was the norm of not respecting women. It was fucking slapping that bitch if she didn't have your fucking dinner ready. Type shit. Like that was the norm.
Yeah, I know.
For a very long time.
And those people are
still
teaching their...
Yes, they're still here, and they are teaching their people, and that's why it still happens.
Right.
So I definitely agree that it hasn't happened.
And that what you just said is a great reason to be aware of both things.
Yeah.
Because that right there is a great, like, tell those people to raise their kids better. Like, don't raise a rapist. And I'm not saying there's a formula for it. Like you said, you can raise a kid the perfect way and bad shit happens. I'm not, but you can try your best, right? But also, given that there are people that are like that and raise their kids that way, I'm the next person over. I'm the neighbor of that person. I'm going to raise my daughter to not put herself in the situations that is more likely to happen. That's it.
I mean,
and it doesn't make her wrong if she does.
That's all you can do is to try to tell them about it, and you just know, bro. It's just nothing goes as planned in this fucking life thing.
For
you know
sure,
what I mean?
bro.
So
for sure,
you can do. I would suggest for the parents to do what the fuck you can. However, I mean,
and talk.
Yeah,
I think, like, and that's why, like, trust me, I don't come in like looking forward to getting into these topics, but I do think it's important because. I'm
laughing at my phone.
I thought you were laughing at him. Like, I don't come in here looking forward to these topics.
I do,
but I do think it is important because I mean it's crazy to us, but I know there's younger kids listening to this shit, and I think it's the more you can talk, but you have to, and that's why I like bringing up the tough stuff. Is it needs to be an open conversation. If we got up here and just said rape is bad, rape is bad, rape is bad. There's kids like out there that aren't even hearing that because it's like no shit.
Yeah.
Right.
But if we can really like talk about this shit, I think you might reach more people than just the Twitter headline.
Right.
Yeah.
Real shit.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Good shit, boys.
Excuse me.
Whoa.
And if that shit happens, you find them and you fucking beat their ass.
kill
For
them.
sure.
With all your boys.
No, there's no fucking
Dude, rape is like...
Dude,
It's
you have to
definitely
be
the most fucked
so
up thing.
fucked
so
up.
messed up.
You got to be like...
And if even that's one of your boys, you beat his fucking ass.
Oh my god,
too.
bro! Of course.
Like to a
So
pulp.
Like yeah,
messed up.
for the dense people that want to find the bad thing, like number one, us guys have to respect women, protect women.
Right.
And that goes for your girlfriend, your wife, your daughter,
It's
your
just
niece,
fucking job.
and any girl you
Goddamn.
don't know. Like we've all seen them.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
fucking creeps
Yeah.
out there. Like if a girl is in some danger, like that is number one.
Yeah.
Like fuck
Yeah.
that shit. That's like the grimiest crime you can fucking commit.
It's a great reason to
100%.
beat someone's ass.
Oh my god.
Murder.
If
Feel
you
good
were
about
looking
it.
for an
Reason.
excuse, if
Yeah.
you were looking for an excuse,
Like you shouldn't go pick fights, but if you want to, find
that's the
a
one.
creepy motherfucker in the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
and
plenty of them.
Beat his ass.
Well, dude, remember the fucking Stanford kid, that swimmer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who literally first came to mind. Because didn't his... We got to stop talking about this. But didn't his fucking, like, boy, wasn't he, like, back behind that dumpster watching him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, like, saw him drag the chick behind? Like,
What?
And that's
beat his fucking ass.
Well, and the judge says you're free. Or
Yeah.
fucking-
and
That's
see, and this
fucked
is
up.
and this
I
is the
don't
tough
know.
part is like I bet if you went to those guys like the day before and just found him on the street and were like, is rape bad? They would genuinely
They'd be like,
tell you
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't be lying. They would genuinely tell you yes. And that's what's tricky about the whole like we need to educate our boys shit. Is it's like, what do you do for that kid?
Beat his ass.
No, I know, and that's a good I agree. That's a good fucking education.
Yeah. Like,
But what else? Like what else? I'm not saying there isn't shit. I'm honestly asking.
Yeah.
What like how do we because it sounds funny, teach our boys not to be rapists. And I agree, but it's like
I think it's the same thing as teaching our girls not to get in those situations. It's the same shit.
There's
the
no
same shit.
Exactly. There's no perfect, and that's the thing. I agree. Teach our boys not to be rapists, and there's certain like things that you're gonna say to do that are gonna sound dumb on face value. Just like telling a girl, you know, don't get too drunk tonight, even though you should be just as allowed to get drunk as a guy.
Exactly.
Right.
It's just the world is the world, man. And yes, we should do everything we can to change it for sure. But it's the world is the world. There's evil people out there.
Yeah, this is not gonna stop ever.
It's like what Glow, she used to do it a ton, but she volunteers like an advocate for sexual abuse survivors. And she would say like she would get a text or a call and a notification that something happened and she needed to come in or whatever. And on one side of her, like she'd be heartbroken because it means something bad happened. But there was always another side of her that was like, I know this shit happens and thank God this person is okay and found and doing something about it and is going to get help. Like there is a certain aspect. It sounds fucking terrible and bleak, but there's a certain aspect that it's like bad shit happens no matter what you try to do about it. It's then like, what do you do about it? So I don't know. It's a tough situation, man, but
yeah, there's nothing you can say that's like perfect. You
right.
know? Just like those tweets that started this whole conversation. Like, I'm sure they both meant it in their own good way.
Exactly.
Or you hope they do.
Yeah.
And
So,
that's what
like,
you
that's what you gotta hope for. But like, let's just stop arguing about like serious shit and just be like, hell yeah, I fucking agree with you. Also, let's start teaching these dumbass boys to stop fucking raping girls.
That's a good point. Is I do think, and me included, need to do we need to do a better job of not looking for the bad. Like actually take something, especially when we're looking at 140 characters, take something and give the person the benefit of the doubt that they meant it in the way that makes the most
especially
sense.
on something serious like that. Like, I mean, fucking like you just said, like rape is bad, duh. But like at the same time, yeah, duh. So I'm sure this lady meant it like this is fucking bad.
Yeah.
You know, she wasn't like trying to say it like we can also say it like, yeah, this might mean this, but like,
no, and that's why
you would.
I call myself out too, because like I shouldn't look at that Jamel Hill tweet and be like, oh, but you shouldn't be silencing this other person. I should just be like, they both are what they are. Like,
there's just a better.
But then we can have a discussion about it.
That's what I was just about to say. Is it opens the discussion.
Exactly, and that's what's cool about podcasts and long form shit is like so often you take to Twitter and it's like you can't get everything you need to out there. Like you just can't say it all. But we can sit down here and have a legit discussion about it, and I feel like that shit's productive.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys see The Innocent Man on Netflix? It's kind of
Never
along
even
those
heard
lines.
of it.
I started watching it with Glow. We got through like, have you seen it, Mo? Got through like an episode and a half, but I think it's like 6 episodes, but it's a true story, and it's actually about like some super fucked up shit like that.
So like a crime like thing, or what?
Yeah, actually, John Grisham, who's like a super famous author, he's written like 40 books, and The Innocent Man was like his 20th book, and it's the only nonfiction one he wrote. He was like,
I think I've heard of it.
he was like, you would, if you didn't know it was nonfiction, you'd never believe me. Like I couldn't write a fiction book like this, but it's fucked up on like multiple levels. But we'll see. I'm not even all the way through it, but it seems like it's gonna be pretty
Like
dope.
a series.
Yeah, it's like 6 episodes. I'm probably gonna binge it tonight and tomorrow.
So it's not a documentary. It's
It is, but it's like, yeah,
They have like like that. They had that How to Make a Murder or Make
it's
a
kind of
Murder.
like that.
And
Making
then they
a
had
Murder.
like the other side of it of like
The town and shit.
I don't like the counter argument. They
Oh,
like
really?
made a
On Netflix.
They made a
Yeah,
series on that.
You know what it's called?
no, but
I know there's a
Rose was
new.
watching it
I know
forever.
there's a sequel or whatever to Making a Murderer. Cause
Yeah, season 2.
What's his face? Avery got a
Yeah.
new lawyer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a
and
beast.
she's supposed to be a bad.
I watched that
Yep.
shit,
bad
but that's
thing.
Bad
that
Mama
interests
Channel.
me because
She'll talk her shit.
I hate thinking. Like I call people out that just believe the first thing they read and hear or whatever. But then I hate thinking that like I'm falling victim to that shit too. So like I'll watch the Making a Murderer shit and I'll sit here and be like, yo, how the fuck?
Yeah.
But that being said, I would like to hear the counter to that because if I sit there after that and be like,
Right.
Then what does that say? It shows how easily you can be manipulated.
Yes, and that's their job. When they they want you to be on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The only thing
so you stand out, free fucking Maver.
the only thing I'll say, and I'll never go that far with some shit, but the only thing I'll say that Mo and I, because we talked about this on a podcast, the Making a Murderer shit. The only thing I'll say about that side of it is that to put someone away.
Oh, let's go.
Clemson out here.
Clemson to the house.
Wow. Terrible fucking throw. Okay.
Damn. About the like making a murder side of things and being on that side is when you go to put someone away for life or whatever, you're supposed to know like beyond a reasonable doubt. And so when a documentary can go raise all these fucked up things, I'm not saying the dude's innocent.
Right.
I'm saying you can't say he's guilty.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. So I think that side has a lot more they can portray and throw out there than the other side.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
The craziest thing is that there are lawyers for literally both sides, and even if they know the motherfucker's guilty, like that's their job is to like defend them or to like get rid of them. And that's kind of the craziest thing to me about just court like law in general.
You understand why it's that way, but it's also like that's fucked up.
It's a literal game. Like you have someone sitting at the head desk and they got this robe on, they got a hammer, and there's people over here and they literally are deciding the rest of your life.
Bro, I don't like thinking about too much shit like that for too long. It's
even
weird.
Worse, a bunch of 12 regular ass people
that don't know shit.
That are fucking, I could get called into jury duty and be on that case randomly. And
bro,
then I have to decide this motherfucker.
And that's part of the, look at how easy it is to go, look at social media, how much we go fucking mob mentality, groupthink, bullshit. Dude, all it takes is for the strongest person in that juror room to sway everybody or the 7 people to sway the other fucking 5.
Right.
And there you have a unanimous decision. Like I hear so many times in these documentaries, one juror that they interview and be like, I really didn't want to. I didn't blah, blah, but everybody, what was I going to do? It's like, maybe not fuck somebody's life up, but I understand.
Like, I'm trying to go home.
But I understand the predicament.
The check I get from this is like $12.
Yeah.
Shit. Why don't they have like 12 other judges be the jurors?
God, it's just a mess. They have a show on fucking Fox 47 where there's 3 judges, 3 of them, and they're just like going back and forth. It's so terrible.
That's the other fucked up thing you realize when you get older, though, is that people in positions of power aren't even necessarily the brightest either. Part of that season 2, part of that season 2, fucking Making a Murder shit. There was one period of it where they brought it to some court and 3 judges had to vote on it, and I think a majority vote won it for Brendan, and 2 of the 3 did win it. Well, were you gonna watch it? It's been out for a while.
I don't know. I keep forgetting.
2 of the 3,
it's just showing how badass of a lawyer he has.
but basically, one of the 3 judges was a dumbass.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying because of how he voted. I'm saying the things he said for his reasoning.
Yeah.
And then, even though Brendan won that round of voting, I can't remember the percentage they said that this happens, but it was some just fucking miniature percentage.
Yeah.
They took it to the all however many judges are on this court instead of just the 3 sample and brought it to all of them, and they ended up losing by like 1 vote. It's like you said, this shit is a fucking game, bro.
It's sick.
And then sometimes they'll take your case and sometimes they won't. And if you really get down to it and you're in these people's positions, you understand why things work the way they do, and like you can't please everybody, but it's also like, fuck, we're talking about people's lives here, man.
Dude.
But they're getting
and it's
cashed
all money.
out. Cashed
Right.
out.
Cash, bro.
Cashed out. Like, wow.
That's one of the dope things about, I hate media so much today, but it's actually one of the dope things about media is that you're finding that they actually have a lot of power to sway certain things like that.
It's showing you what's so fucked up about our society, way more so.
And then
you
in
can
a
force
productive
people's hand.
manner.
Freaking
but they
Hitler.
fucking don't.
Hitler said you control the media.
Yeah. It's
Control
true.
the friggin' world.
It's true. And you can see it, bro. You can start to see it in the United States.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Call everything fake. Then you don't believe anything.
What else? Oh, you said you watched Icarus, right?
No.
Documentary on Netflix?
Doc.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
No.
I haven't heard
You guys
any
heard of
this shit.
Daggs, I think you would specifically like that one. It's about I'll tell you the whole thing. It was this guy, I guess long story short, he tried to he wanted to prove something about and find out why guys like Lance Armstrong and shit could.
Oh yeah,
could take all,
I did watch.
Okay,
this.
could take all these fucking drugs.
Is Icarus a guy?
Not in the thing. He's like a Greek fucking.
I was like, it sounds like a Greek guy.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But he wants to determine why and get to the bottom of it and kind of bring to light why these guys can do all this doping and shit and pass all these drug tests. And so he starts, and he's like an amateur cyclist, and he joins this event, and then he ends up like doping up, and he's trying to prove this shit, and he's getting guys behind the scenes to work with him. And that's where it starts, and that's like the first 20 minutes of the episode. And then based off one of the guys he meets, like throughout this shit, it turns into this massive fucking scandal about like Russian doping and like their Olympic teams.
It's crazy.
And this
that
huge,
was like recently.
Yeah. It's crazy that this guy just got.
It's like a by mistake documentary.
Yeah, but
it's crazy. It's nuts.
Like
he set out to make a documentary about something completely
that was gonna be
different.
probably kind of whack. And
Unveiled like the biggest
Did
PD
he
ring.
involved in it?
Yeah.
Like he was a active
like
dude?
one of the main characters in it, this cyclist dude that was trying to do the documentary, becomes his like best friend.
Yeah.
And
what the fuck?
yeah,
it's like a doctor that actually is like
a Russian
doctor that is like in the middle of all this shit and just being open to this guy about.
He just got recommended this guy's name because he was trying to do the drugs and take the whatever he wanted to do his
So it was
experiment.
like that-
and then they just like linked
Ran
up.
into the drug lord.
Yeah.
That's dope.
It's
Dude, that's
crazy.
really
That's insane.
It's weird
I'll
because the
definitely watch
drug
that
lord
shit.
dude was just so fucking. He was like he
Just
wanted to be
so
friends with
open.
this dude randomly.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Teed.
Wow. This game might be 70-70.
That kind of makes me think of that one. I can't think of that guy's name now. That old ass dude that just was like old and senile and dumb as fuck, and he like at the end of it just admitted that he did all these crimes. What the fuck was Robert?
Durst?
Yeah,
I didn't watch that.
not Durst. Is it Durst?
Kelly.
Fred Durst is the fucking.
Robert
I was like, is that the Limp Bizkit guy? Yeah, I think it is Durst. And basically, they did this whole documentary on this dude, like kind of like Making a Murderer type shit. Like it was a series and going through it. In the very last episode, they were interviewing me, and he just fucks up and slips up and says something that just gives him away. And they've been doing this fucking.
Was that the HBO thing?
I don't know what channel. I think, yeah, I don't know. He just slips up, admits that he did all this shit. And this is like an investigation for like ever.
What the?
Like it wasn't like a quick little thing. This dude's been under the microscope since he was like young. And he's old as fuck. And he goes in the bathroom after he admits it. Like he's like, I need a break. And he's like, he knew he just admitted it. And he goes in the bathroom and he's like, now you did it, Robert. Now you've done it. Blah, blah. And now he's in jail.
Oh my!
Like what the fuck?
I think I heard something about that. If
Yo.
it's the, I think if it's the one I'm thinking of, I
Not
think it's on
think of
HBO.
Probably.
Them old heads, yo. They
I
can't
mean, not
control
even
it.
that, but it's just insane that
Moe-T, you're our researcher. Figure
a
this shit out.
fucking
You're the old head of the
interview.
group.
What do you want me to figure out?
Robert. Oh fuck, Robert.
Robert Kelly is gonna be
That's
the first one that
real
comes up.
It's
specific.
something with a D. Definitely starts with a
Surviving
D.
Robert Kelly.
Fucking know.
It's just crazy how a documentary can get all this information out of these dudes, and like these dudes go to court, and it's like I have no idea.
I
Like,
plead
why the
fifth.
fuck can't other people find all this shit out?
Someone always
Was
knows.
it
I think I would know it if I heard it.
was it The Jinx?
No.
No.
Because that's an HBO thing about Robert Durst, but I have no idea if he's like a killer or anything. Oh yeah, Robert Durst, long suspected in the still unsolved 1982 disappearance of his wife. So that's just a different thing.
Yeah, but it's probably, I mean, whatever. 1982,
In a minute.
and this dude just admits it on fucking
That's probably
camera?
a different thing.
But no, I bet it's not.
oh, you think it's the same thing?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing.
Wow.
I mean, it's
fucked
got it. You said it was on HBO, right?
No, he didn't know. I threw
Oh.
that out there.
Here you go. I thought it was on Netflix, but that says The Jinx too.
Fuck, man.
It's just crazy. Yeah, it's definitely Robert Durst.
I gotta watch that.
You know the ending.
Yeah, right.
I watched it a while ago.
Tells him,
HBO
Fast forward to the
documentary
end.
highlights the story of Robert Durst,
I killed her.
New York City billionaire, generally shady character who seems to be responsible for some seriously questionable crimes. It's comparing it to Making a Murderer, so it must be that one. But it was fucking interesting. And it was just, I was watching that shit and like, I mean, whatever. You think he did it and whatever the whole time, but at the end, I was like, what? Like, this motherfucker just said it. I was literally watching it. I like sat up in my bed and I was like, just going insane.
That's too many people because media is such a thing and can make you so famous these days. Too many people are way too comfortable talking about their shit.
Yeah.
Here we are talking on a podcast for an hour and a half, but like people are way too when they
Not talking about like the secret life of.
Well, I don't have shady shit going down.
Right.
Like if you're one of those people and you know you have some of these skeletons in your closet, miss me on a fucking interview, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, for real.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's
And that's part like you brought up that
Insane.
Kodak shit. There is an aspect of that. Like, bro, if you got a bunch of skeletons in your closet, maybe don't go do an interview.
Yeah, I agree.
maybe.
He got that new shit coming out, so he had to.
Yeah. It's all about
see
social
these
media
The
now.
label said, we need
You
to
better
do
get
that.
your ass out
If
there.
you want these records, you want to get paid, you better get on that fucking.
Moe-T, look up Javante Cunningham. Jovante Cunningham.
Yeah. What about
Maybe
him?
type in like interview or something after. It's a woman. She,
You don't think that would just
she was
do
like
it?
a backup dancer for R. Kelly.
Oh, Jesus.
No, this isn't serious.
R. Kelly's backup singer admits she caught him
No.
doing...
You don't need to go into any of this shit. We don't need to get serious again.
Why
I don't want to get serious again. Just not.
Why did you have me look
go
it
to
up?
images?
Okay.
Find one of her that looks like she was doing an interview. Like I think she had like I'm colorblind, but it was either red or pink something on.
Okay. Like a suit thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now pull it up and tell me this isn't Jalen Ramsey.
Oh my god,
Hold on.
god.
Maybe you could pull up a picture of a Jalen Ramsey interview too.
Oh my, hell no. It looks more like
Pull up Jalen Ramsey.
hell
Type in
no.
Jalen Ramsey interview and then pull that up.
She look more like JJ Icefish.
Jalen Ramsey.
Is that the little ass motherfucker?
That like skinny singing dude.
Oh,
That
no.
light-skinned
I
dude.
think she looks like that old kid comedian, Lil JJ. His name is
What
Lil-
the fuck are you guys talking about? That's Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
well,
Jalen
that's fucking
Ramsey.
weird.
He is
Maybe
a
they're
weird
related.
dude. That interview specifically is weird.
Was that after the season?
Jalen Ramsey.
I think that was like his first year.
dork.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was like, this dude. Yeah, come on.
No. Jeez.
What?
No.
Yo,
I don't know who she look like. She like somebody.
Jalen
I know
Ramsey.
fucking Jalen. They
It's-
both got braids, and that's it. Who else got braids? Type in Q the bars.
Who else
I
got
look just like
braids?
this chick, apparently.
Javante.
Who else got braids?
damn, I thought it was uncanny. I'm disappointed.
Hell no.
It's no Solange and Orlando Bloom.
I haven't noticed though.
That looks, yeah, they look more like.
It's like one of the first pictures. It was one of the first pictures on my Instagram feed when I was learning how to use Instagram.
Gosh. Those movie offers are out the window.
That's funny.
Shit. One thing we're gonna have to do in here is find a way to keep this room a little cooler.
We'll probably just have to turn off the heat because
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just
This
a
game's about to be fucking sick.
100 to
Bomb
90.
fest.
Yeah, no defense.
defense.
Which is weird because both these teams are pretty solid defensively.
Yeah, Alabama's giving up a bunch of yards.
So that quarterback's a freshman, right?
Yeah,
He's nice.
real nice.
They benched the guy.
Sunshine.
Like
Mm-hmm.
Bryant didn't get hurt, did he? He got benched.
I think he got hurt originally, like just something small, and
And
then
then
he just
transferred?
never got back.
Who's that guy transfer?
And they were like, "Fuck," because I think this dude was right in his ass as far as playing time.
Wow. Look at this hoss.
Damn.
Damn.
Wow.
Another tee.
Chunky Brewster.
Haven't even been 5 minutes of game time.
Literally,
We got
what
3
the
tees.
hell?
Holy boots.
Well, guys, I don't know if we anything else interesting.
Did you hear about R. Kelly?
I think Moe-T is going to turn into a computer.
Oh my god.
What?
What do you
More,
mean?
every day, more and more, he's starting to like just require more technology in our lives.
Yeah.
Like today, he mixed a song for me, and we're in his studio, and there's one. We both know what part of the song I'm talking about. We both know exactly what I'm talking about. And I was like, "There's just this part that I don't like." And he's like, "All right, just make sure you type that into Dropbox."
It's not true. I said it as a joke because I knew he'd freak out.
And then 5 minutes later, we go to. We had like a shit ton of cardboard boxes out front. And I was like, well, let's go take those upstairs out to the dumpster. and the dumpster's in the back of the building. So you got to like walk around. You know, it's a nasty ass day out. So right when we were about to go out, I was like, well, maybe we should run up and make sure it's not pouring rain or something. Cause it's not like we have to do this right now.
Right.
And Moe-T takes one step toward the stairs and then looks at his watch and he's like, we're good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's been like that since we were
It's getting more and more, dude.
Yeah.
very young.
You're welcome.
True. Those are the kind of people you need,
Yeah.
That's
especially for your fucking industry.
Wouldn't be doing this right now if it wasn't for him.
I don't know.
No.
But still fuck him.
You want to do voicemails?
Oh, fuck.
We only got 3.
Yeah, let's hear him.
Did you screen him?
I screened them.
So there's no
Bullshit.
no bullshit in there?
No bullshit.
Let a motherfucker say something
All right.
stupid.
Here's the first.
Hey, Packy, Moe-T, it's Dom from South Dakota. I got 2 things for you. First of all, congrats to Mo on expecting a baby.
Hey.
Nice work on the
True that.
Instagram announcement. I thought that was pretty clever. Second of all, thank you guys for putting the Spec 16s on Spotify. I've been waiting for this for so long. But so my second question is, what are each of your favorites? I put together a top 5. I gotta say this was difficult, but in no particular order.
About to tell a
I gotta say, It's On, Reach Up, Clap On, Airhead, and My Syllabus. If I had to choose a number 1, I would probably say My Syllabus, but this is way too difficult to pick the number 1, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think, and hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thanks, bro.
Very well
Appreciate
thought
you.
out voicemail.
Yeah.
Was he asking top 5 of the Spec 16s?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, those songs sound familiar,
Yeah.
but not like super familiar.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't even come up with them off the top of my head. I'm trying to pull them up right now. I couldn't.
They're on Spotify. Take a
Yeah,
look.
that's what I'm doing.
I heard they posted them on Spotify.
Dude, look at that reflection in Andre's picture.
Oh, I know.
Damn, can't see
Nice.
shit,
Dude.
but a reflection.
Yeah,
on
turn that
Andre's
TV off.
face.
People are going to be watching the game now. Maybe I should
You
just
guys done?
switch to Packy Cam
We don't have a Packy.
or
Cam.
Daggs Cam.
Yeah, fuck Packy.
There now they can't watch it.
No copyright infringement here.
I would say Pro Shop is my favorite. That's the one walking over the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I like the one on the baseball field, 180. Is that 180? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, did you even write that?
And then the one where you're DJing outside by like the junkyard.
Oh, yeah, that was a dope one.
What was it?
Oh, my. Or,
Oh my,
yeah.
I think. Yep.
Yeah.
Those are my top 3. Top 5's too much.
You got 2 more.
Top 5's too much.
Over 50%.
Well, those stood out to me. Now I gotta
Find 2 that'll kind of.
probably Rap Game Underdogs. That's like a song.
Rap gang.
Yeah,
Gang,
that was
rap
like
gang,
that was a
underdog.
song.
And let's
Rap,
What about the one that we did with Daggs and Applebee's?
Oh, yeah.
Airhead. That's a good one.
Is that the one?
That was one of the
a good
first
one.
ones.
I remember
Was that-
that shit.
I think that was the second
Did
one.
I just move back
Airhead.
from like LA or something?
Right?
you might have.
Yeah.
Airhead, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was one of the early ones. I like that one. Go with that.
It was warm out. I remember that.
It was.
Mhm.
I
Damn.
had
So
a
long
short
ago.
sleeve gray shirt on with Snoopy on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's very true.
It says party like a rock star
Yep.
on it.
Yeah.
Look at me now.
What an idiot.
Fat.
Got my own shit on.
Cut that right there.
All right, next one.
Hello from the incubator in East Lansing.
Stop the tape. I recognize that voice.
Who is it?
Someone in an incubator.
I think I've been to there.
At
It
birth.
wasn't for homework.
Go ahead.
She was my fave. And then asked this
Aaron.
very important question. I've been
Now
told
you started not
recently I've been
yelling.
obsessed with milkshakes. And yesterday I posted
You have?
a picture
She
of
has.
what I think to be the best fast food shake from Arby's. And
I did see that picture.
I had a fellow friend that you guys know, Shelbs, that said, no, you should ask Q, the fast food master, where the best milkshake can be found. So that is my question. And of course, you could divvy it up into fast food versus like really top-notch shakes you could get somewhere that maybe I'm not aware of, but I would drive to.
My fucking kitchen.
So enjoy this heavily debated topic.
Hey, shout out.
Thanks, first woman caller we've ever had.
I'm like, what? It's a woman. Arby's. Get her out. Boys only club. Arby's has solid milkshakes, that's for sure. Burger King has better milkshakes, and that's where you should go. The
Shit.
cereal
Why the
milkshakes.
fuck would you go there for anything else though? Because their
Dude,
shit
they-
sucks.
Yo, the funny thing is, we've been to Burger King the last 3 times,
Didn't get a shake?
and their shake machine has been down.
Yo, they just say that because they don't want to fucking clean it.
Dude, they do. And it pisses me off. But
Gosh, it'd
I
be
like Culver's
noon.
shakes.
What was I going to say?
Yeah, those like concrete mixers are like shakes.
Erin's been having the
think it's
weirdest
the same.
cravings now that she's pregnant. So
You want to eat dirt? I heard that's a big one for pregnant women.
Seriously?
For real, yeah. I know
what?
a pregnant girl that they want to eat dirt for some reason.
What?
Do they do
Yeah.
it?
That's a thing?
I don't fucking know. Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine it being too healthy.
Q, you can answer this question. Glow got BK and brought it to the studio the other day on her lunch break. And she asked me if I wanted a fry. And I was like, sure, reluctantly, because BK's fries are shitty. They were like big ass fucking fries.
Like
Yeah.
thick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Steak
were
fries?
almost like steak fries, but not quite. And I
Is
didn't
it a
know if
chicken
they.
fry?
Haven't they always been like that?
No, these
Not
were
that
different.
thick.
These were
What?
different, and they were like they weren't super fucking crispy and shit. They were really good though. I don't know if
Was
they
it
made
hot?
a mistake or if they like I don't know, but they were good.
I thought BK's
They were
fries
well
were always like
they were well
bigger.
seasoned, bigger than probably what you're thinking.
They're like taller, but I
Like,
don't think them being like
Pause. They were literally they were like that maybe.
No, they were not.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
That's fucking like
Huh.
a foot. I have nothing to compare
that's why
it to.
I was like, is this a mistake? Like this is kind of, but they were good.
That's
I don't believe you.
they're hit and miss with those fries. Mostly miss, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't really go
Burger
to
King's
Yo.
too far gone.
Whoppers are good. That's it.
Whoppers
are good.
Whopper
And
Junior,
apparently they're shakes.
their tender crisps are fucking amazing.
Really?
But yes, they're cereal shakes. If they have the cinnamon toast crunch, which
You
they
got me
never-
one of those one time.
Yeah,
I don't remember what kind.
don't get whipped cream.
Never.
Aaron,
Oh, that's a
don't
cardinal
ever
sin.
get whipped cream on your shakes.
Agreed.
Unless you need calories.
No,
A milkshake is
you
enough,
can't even
bro.
drink it. And then if you leave it, it stays in the cup.
You're the only
for
person that
like a
needs
month.
calories.
I mean, we all need calories.
Want.
All right, that's it.
Shout
I thought
out
you
to
said
the
3.
mama
Yeah,
Neil.
you said 3.
I decided against the last one.
Oh,
damn.
whoever's waiting on their voicemail is about to be.
Just play their name and then cut it off.
Moe-T
Play
said,
the name.
Here's who's not getting played.
That would be savage.
Ton, ton.
you skipped his ass.
Yep.
Skip. But you know what? Skip,
Is that the one
skip,
where
skip.
you hear that shit? It was like listening to the Quavo album, and it plays this. And skip.
Yo, I love Shannon Sharp.
Oh,
That's-
he's hilarious.
That's who I was gonna have behind me if I couldn't get Andre.
he's hilarious. I was gonna have
He's
skip.
fun.
I was gonna have
That's
skip,
the goat.
skip.
Oh god, fuck no.
Here,
I'm kidding.
you'll know why I skipped this voicemail. It's 10 seconds.
Hey guys, it's Ryan from Southern Chicago. What are the chances of Moe-T doing a 0 to 60? Thanks, guys.
None.
Ah.
0.
I mean, if you don't ask, you don't fucking know. So
Maybe
Now
you
you
should
know.
make it for a 60-second beat.
Yeah, 0 to
60.
I do.
60.
I do those. You should ask
I
Glow.
don't like that. What?
60 seconds is way too long. I was like, no way, he's talking about sex. For a 5-second beat.
60 seconds. Who's lasting that long?
It's that Nick Cage time. Out of here in 60 seconds.
Well, boys, it's been real.
Tell Paolo to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I've been hearing him spitting bars all fucking hour and a
Paul
half.
spitting bars in the other room.
Yo, he does have some heat that I heard. My goodness. I approve.
He do.
He do.
What do we do, Moe-T? Wait, are we almost at 2 hours?
Almost.
How much more do we need? We could just watch a little game.
What's the dopest feature you've heard recently?
Wow.
Or just
Cole, maybe Cole's 21 Savage.
I was damn.
Yeah,
that's
that's right.
my original question was going to be about 21 Savage's album,
21.
but I don't care that much. So I was.
I don't really either for
I
some
thought it
reason.
was fair.
But yeah,
The songs
it
I
was
heard were
good.
much better than the old 21. Like he has a song "Good Day" with Schoolboy Q, who's dropping this year. Fucking finally.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I be forgetting about him.
Yeah, he was supposed to drop last year, and then Mac passed, and he said he was pushing shit back.
Damn.
But Q and Project Pata. French
That
breed
shit was
gold teeth.
Fucking hard.
Yeah.
I heard Project Pat. and I
Day
was, like,
was a
damn.
good day. I hate
And
the
he
hook.
kept it real, Project Pat.
Yeah. Project Pata.
Yeah.
French breed gold teeth.
He's a beast.
Fucking shout
Real
out to Project.
OG.
Yeah, I would.
dude.
That verse in particular made me think of J. Cole talking about like popping up on everybody's shit. Because I was thinking the only person I can think of that's been doing hella features recently is J. Cole.
And especially
he
because he
has
never
them.
used to.
Exactly.
Like he went from 0 to 100.
And then he's doing the features of all the people he normally wouldn't, or you wouldn't think of him doing, like track, like Moneybag Yo. I fucking hate that song.
What did I see?
I got it. I won't. And then everything after that's offbeat.
Dude, and that is my number one pet peeve in music, which is why I can't fuck with what's his name, Blue Laces or Blue Face. What's that dude's name?
Ooh, yeah,
Blueface?
dude. What the
No,
fuck?
I'm not up with the youngins like you
Dude.
guys are.
This dude tries to be offbeat.
Tries to be offbeat, and
Oh my God.
I can't listen to it. I can't fucking. I don't care who it is, even if like I recorded a bar half offbeat, I got to do it 100 times.
Yeah.
I used to be on beat and think I was off beat. And I'd be like, what the fuck is going on with this? And I'd have to like listen to it 3,000 times, and then your fucking ears get all fucked up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
that's
can't
the
hear
And
worst.
then you're
shit.
definitely offbeat. When
Yeah.
The worst is when you do that and you really dive into it and you get it to the point where you think it's perfect, and then you go get in your car on the way home from the studio and are like, what the fuck?
What was I
just
on?
spent 4 hours getting this perfect and
Yeah,
it's
dude.
awful.
Yeah.
What a waste.
Yeah, that shit's annoying.
What did I see? I think DJ Booth had an article about like best features of 2018. I didn't click on it
Someone-
though, but I want to say based off like the comments I saw, it sounded like they maybe put Drake #1, which is funny because
Or what?
I don't know. You should pull it up because
I got the game in a squeeze.
I didn't read it, but just
disagree.
Drake is Drake, and I wouldn't necessarily disagree because it seems like everything he touches is fucking.
I like that
Wha-
shit
funny.
on the one I was just singing. Oh, that shit was hard.
Well, one of the features of the year is probably Block Boy.
Yeah.
Drake on that shit.
Cisco Black
Yeah.
Boy, Cisco Black Boy. Whoop.
That was that year.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
I thought it was though.
I thought it might
100
have been the
years.
beginning.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, what is he doing now?
No
JB?
clue.
Dude, I like that.
Oh, they just go by song.
Yeah.
I thought they went by artist.
Get him
I
out
like
deep. Get him out
that,
deep. Get him out deep.
Yeah, that one. Jay-Z's was
J Rock and 14.
Well, they are kind of going by artist, the
T
featured
Grizzly
artist.
song.
Smino, the GOAT, right now, everyone. JID and Smino, that's all I'm
Off
listening
his
to.
hole.
Smino's good. He's not the GOAT.
He's the GOAT
No.
for
I
right now.
I got to be honest. I was really, because of you, I like really got into Smino's shit. I wouldn't have really probably known about it as much if not for you. But I was a little, I guess I shouldn't say disappointed in his album, but it didn't have the replay value I thought I was looking for it to have. If it felt like one of those listen all the way through albums, feel good about it, and then
This dude just hit the upright. Oh, like extra point.
wow.
Is he Chicago?
College
Fucking
extra
Bears.
point.
Did you love his album?
Yes. What I will say, I don't usually get too much replay value off like R&B joints.
Yeah.
Like when they're a little more like I like songs, but I don't spin R&B albums over.
And I guess
But-
I should more and more replay value is going to become less and less of a characteristic of because there just isn't much replay value in anything.
There's
anymore.
no fucking time.
Exactly.
There's always new shit.
Yeah. Why would you go play something you already heard when you could go hear the newest song? So
if you have a 10-track project, how many like songs that you fuck with would you consider like a good project?
I think if I put a 10-song project out right now, I would hope that there's like one song that everybody went and put in their playlist. And
one?
Like I'm just saying, like, dude, how many projects do you listen to that like you don't really go back and listen to anything off of it? I have a fair amount.
I don't just listen to random shit though.
Right, you listen to shit you know you're gonna like or you expect.
I'm listening to like gutter ass shit in the gym. And then I'm
like what?
Like not necessarily albums.
See, I guess I listen to other shit since
like
we started the podcast.
In the gym?
I want to be able to talk about the shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I'm still jamming that J-Rock. Meek shit's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
New Meek I fuck with. Old Meek not so much.
And then there's like a lot of singles I like that I just add to playlists. But like I like that Crushed Up by Future. I like that J-Rock and T Grizzly song. I'm not like a big T Grizzly fan, but that shit goes hard and I get hype.
Yeah.
That J-Rock album was good.
Dog, that shit was so hard.
Album of the year.
You do?
J-Rock.
You?
Album of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. It was good.
I love that shit, bro.
It's really good.
So fucking.
Fucking
I
good.
played that shit on the golf course, and Packy was like, "This is a little too aggressive."
I'm swearing now.
It was fucking 7:30 in the morning.
No, it
What that mean?
That was
drinking?
That was the
You were
Father's
there.
Day.
You
script.
remember.
Dude, I do it. There are certain things that you can't play on the golf
No,
course.
it was funny.
Yeah,
though.
you got to wear a fucking
It's like
suit and
it's
tie
not
on
even
the
in,
golf
it was
course.
not even in, like enjoyable for, like
polo fucking shirt.
I like to like, dude, if I'll wear hoop shorts and a fucking t-shirt anywhere I can. So
Except
it's not
on the golf course?
If I can on the golf course, I will. Like if the golf course doesn't fucking let me, obviously I can't. But like we go to Grossbeck or whatever, I'll wear hoop shorts and a fucking t-shirt. But there is a certain aspect. That's actually something to talk about because you golf a lot now. I'm not a big music on the golf course guy, period. Like if we're in a scramble or some event or whatever, my friends, when we're drinking, whatever, people want to do it, fine. I'm fine with it. But I'm never going to be the guy that's like, let's get some music going. Because to me, we have so much that we do where like partying and music and noise and shit is involved. And golf for me was always like getting outside and fucking, I don't know. It was like just quiet.
Getting outside, bang beats.
It wasn't like trying to. Oh, I'm going to be at peace with nature.
Like
but it was
literally
just
everything
something
else
that
I
was
did.
quiet.
I mean, golf is even the golf clap in and of itself. Like they're whispering as you're watching golf. So like
it's a concentration sport though.
yeah,
It is.
yeah.
Like that's why it's quiet.
NBA, they play the shit during the
At the
games.
same
Loud
time,
as fuck.
At the same
That
time,
shows you they're worried about it.
I don't think like it doesn't like throw you off. Like
No.
you know what I'm saying.
Just not
The thing
ideal.
that I don't
It's just
like
like a
is when
preference.
people are on the golf course with their fucking like 16-inch subwoofer. Like
That's what your shit sounded like that morning. bro.
like
Yo,
you know,
that's
maybe just because it was
obnoxious.
early.
I think
don't
I think
like that
Mo,
shitty.
Bryson, and me all like looked at each other then and we're like,
Yeah, I do remember that day. You turned on that music and I was like, is this dude fucking serious?
well,
Get the day
some
started.
people gotta get fucking going.
Yeah.
then he sliced one into the fucking tree.
I probably did.
Damn it.
We all played like shit that day.
Did we?
That was the
Yeah.
Father's Day scrum.
Yeah, that.
Oh yeah, because we were the only people out there without fathers.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
You do have them. for the
We
record.
for the record, I didn't word that correctly. They weren't with us.
We're the only ones that got fucking left as children.
Even me saying they weren't with us isn't worded correctly.
No, I want jeez, oh, please do.
We golfed without our dad.
But they were on Earth.
Fun.
I like to change it up though out there. Like few holes, play some music. Then I start playing shitty and then you
Turn the
switch
music
it.
on.
Yep. And then you get back to it.
That's real.
Alcohol dependent.
That's normally what shitty golfers do.
I like to start with no music and then when I'm playing shitty.
Fuck you this year.
Gasp. Cut that shit out.
In golf.
Jeez, oh, please. That's sexual assault. Let's have this discussion.
Oh,
That is
God.
not okay.
Let's have this discussion.
There is a place for it.
That is not okay.
Only in podcast.
So we're about to get canceled.
It was a good run.
Well, Moe-T, I'd like to say you did a good job over there, but
Did a good job, man.
You didn't find the Robert Durst story fast enough?
You kept searching
I go-
for Fred Durst.
No, I go the Jinx. No, that's not it.
The Lynx? The Bobcat?
I just said he didn't come up with that. That was my deducing. So we don't know that that's what it was.
That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, that's what it was.
All right. Well, podcast 47 in the books.
Book it.
2 more, and then we'll be doing the big 5-0 pod. Maybe there's something
Go.
cool we can do
Go.
for that. I don't know.
Go shot.
Probably
Probably not.
not. Maybe,
$50.
Maybe have it last 50 seconds.
To the 50th caller.
There you go. Straight out of
50
Keith's
bucks
pocket.
to back
the
account.
50th caller.
50 callers. Holy shit.
I know. Hey, call that an incentive.
That's how we keep the money.
Yeah.
I like this. I think this is gonna be good.
I need 2 mason jars next time.
I want to know what the fans think.
Yeah, definitely give us your feedback.
Yeah.
Because I guess Mo and I, when we were thinking about it, we always figured, and I guess you guys let me know if you agree too. I feel like in a setting like this, doing a podcast and shit, I feel like the more, I don't want to just say fun, there's probably a better word for it, but
Natural.
I guess, natural and fun that we feel doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like that gives off that vibe to the listener and the
Right.
viewer. Like, I don't know. There's something about it where, I guess you could get up here and just absolutely bullshit and have fun with your boys, and that's not good for the listeners. But, I mean, I don't feel
Gotta
like
be a little constructive.
I don't feel like we do that. But I think if we can have more natural conversations, more entertaining conversations, more already, like, I like the idea that we have, Mo and I talked about this before. We grew up together. We've lived together for damn near our whole lives, like other than a few years.
Mm.
We have similar perspectives on things. We know all each other's stories and shit like that.
Right.
So us just sitting across from each other doesn't give a whole lot of, it's like an echo chamber sometimes.
Right.
And I think it's good to have different perspectives, even
Yeah,
though
you guys are pretty much the exact same person.
not even.
Who's
Debatable.
rapping? Who produces? I don't even know.
One has our shit together.
The father.
That's true. The Podfather.
The Podfather.
Yo, that's dope. I'm about to change
That's
my
a
name to that.
t-shirt. Yeah.
There's probably, I'm guarantee you there's a podcast called The Podfather.
It'll say all your names down there, and then it's going to say the pod.
Hey,
Father.
research
There's
it.
gonna be one
At
called
Moe-T.
after this.
Yeah, we just put it on. If it's not.
Look it up. I'm sure there's one.
The Podfather.
Oh, a podcast name?
Yeah.
But
If not, we just
if
patented
not,
it.
Potty Talk.
Oh, you're giving away all the fucking gold?
Cut that.
Potty talk.
And if not that one,
Yes, there is a podcast called The Podfathers.
See.
whack.
And who is it?
I don't know.
Some lames.
Tell us more.
I'm not gonna
Endorse.
give them free promo.
That's the
Already
thing,
did.
though. You do have to find out if shit is official or not, because that shit's annoying. Like when I wanted to get the Packy
They're official.
fucking handle for Instagram, it's like reach out to this dude. He's like, oh yeah, I'm an artist too. Like, so I don't really want to, throw off fans or whatever. It's like, bro, you haven't posted in 7 months. What are you doing with your brand?
Probably just doesn't fuck with you.
Well, he's probably wants to check.
Shit, fuck it.
He's
Like,
an artist.
He said something like that.
Does that look like an artist?
I don't. No. Instagram.
Oh, Instagram.
Because no, that does not look like an
The artist formerly known as Pac-Man.
That looks like Pac-Man, the game.
Which
Pac-Man.
he fucking jacked up.
We don't need to put the Instagram guy.
That's
on
probably
blast.
illegal.
He was a nice dude, but he just wasn't willing to give up his name, which is
Now
fine.
look at
Which is fine. It's just like, give me a better reason.
Yeah.
But all right, episode 47 in the books. The boys are gonna be here for the long haul. We already locked them in.
Yeah, I was about to say during that conversation, what are you gonna do now? Cut us out?
We ain't signed
If
shit,
you
y'all.
don't fuck
It depends on what the fans say.
Yeah.
Hey.
Try
No.
it.
Get them out of here.
We're in this for the whole year. I didn't set up this room for nothing.
Yeah, they're here for the long haul. So let us know what you think, like different ways you think we can improve it, because we just kind of set this format up on a whim, like how we arrange the room and how we're doing it and everything. And we'll get smoother as we go along, but definitely if you have suggestions, let us know. There's a tiny chance we will take them into consideration. Other than that, you guys satisfied?
Oh yeah.
Gross. Episode AK 40.
All right, we're about to go watch the game. Peace.
Yeah, enjoy.